The Fandom Menace isn't just toxic white males. It's toxic femininity brought to you by Midnight's Edge. It's Monday night and Tom can't find his mute button. How's everybody doing?
Hey, y'all. Hello, everyone.
The show.
Hi.
Hope everybody's having a good time. Boy, do we have some stuff to talk about tonight. But before we do that, I'm going to introduce this lovely panel. We have back with us for the first time in a while, Alora, OG Star Wars Legends gal. How are you doing?
I am doing great, and I am happy to be back with you guys and discussing these topics here. So you guys, you know, we are going to have some great topics. May make you laugh, may make you pissed, whatever, but you know how we bring it.
Indeed. And part of the news was happening as the day was unfolding, right, Lorena?
Oh, yeah.
The one and only Lorena Creole.
So glad to be here with you guys. Oh my gosh, we have a hot show, a show we thought we had set earlier today, but as you know, things happen and news drops, and if it's hot, we got to bring it to you with our unique perspective.
If they want to help us keep Gina in the news, so be it. Like, that's part of our goal. If you make it easier for us, great.
Exactly. I love talking about Gina. I think she's amazing.
She's awesome.
And that voice you hear is, of course, undeniably the one, the only Mandy. How you doing?
Like what? Hey, everybody. So, yeah, we have a great show. We have Alora's back with us.
I know. I'm so happy.
Miss her so much. Like, seriously. And you guys, I am, in fact, wearing my Amber's turd shirt in case you missed it the other day. It is fantastic by an amazing artist that is not a child. Not
child. Some kid. Not
at all. I recommend everybody get one of these. They are so super comfy, and yeah, they are funny as hell. So definitely go and check these out. They're awesome.
Well, the funny story behind that is, like, when we first did those, I can't remember which one was the first one now. I think it was a Star Wars one. Or no, it was a Captain Marvel one, because it was right after our review had gotten pulled down live. So Andre didn't want to take any chances. And so I'm like looking for everybody. I'm like, hey, you guys got kids? Somebody want to have their kid do this, that? Nobody would help me out. So I'm like, or just didn't have the kids available or whatever. It's like, damn you people for having kids that are too old or not having kids at all or whatever, or too young or whatever. You know, just not in that age group to where they could draw me a nice picture. So I'm like, fuck it. And you know how hard it is to draw something like that when you can actually kind of draw? It's like trying to sing when you can not sing when you can actually sing. You know, it's like... It's just difficult.
Well, it is amazing. It's so comfy. And yeah, I recommend everybody go and get one of these and get you I got a Midnight's Edge tank too. And it's so comfy. Oh my gosh, you guys. I love their stuff. Seriously.
I need a tank top. I need tank top.
I do too. I haven't
Warm weather's coming.
Exactly.
Well, here's one example of one where I got a little too fancy.
Oh yeah, let's see some of the.
Like, this is one where I was like, I don't know. This looks like I was getting too good. Like the kid's getting a little too good. I don't know. See, like this one here.
Oh, that's way too good.
That's what I'm saying, right?
That's way too good.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
that's Marvel level art right there.
These days, yes. You could be hired, Tom. I think you exceed a little bit of their artistic talent. You may exceed a little bit. I see a little bit of better shading in there, you know.
Well, again, this is me trying to make it look bad, and then I get done with it. I'm like, shit, that looks too good.
Yeah, way too good. Way too good. I think Kibble Smith would be envious.
He'll be trying to hire me and shit.
Yeah.
The way you bring out the bulbousness of the people is just amazing. Oh, Lord.
That's his voice.
Bulbousness, yes. The bulbousness. Because all the women now are bulbous.
I love it.
No, Lord have mercy.
They're only allowed to be like pear-shaped. Do you ever notice that now? Like,
yes.
If not, if they're not, that is if they're fat, I should say. Because if they're not chubby, then of course they got to be nothing but a bean pole.
Yeah, like all of
You can't have, the nice hourglass shape
That's what
anymore.
I was
No,
thinking.
can't do that. No.
Oh, speaking of that, who was the actress that just recently got shamed for losing too much weight? What's her name? Rainn Wilson. What the hell is your guys' take on that shit? Or Rebel Wilson. That's it. Yeah,
Rebel
sorry.
Wilson.
Yeah, Rebel Wilson.
Rainn's the guy.
Freaking haters. I mean, they did the same thing to Adele. Because Adele had lost a lot of weight and they were shaming her about, losing weight. You should be happy with how you are. It's like, well, obviously she wasn't happy with the way she was. So why can't you just let her be what she wants to be and whatever incarnation it is? But I think it's jealousy. They just hate the fact that they can't do it or won't do it.
Yeah, I think it took away the excuse. It took away when people do it, then it's like, well, why aren't you? And they don't want to have to address the why aren't I? So
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is like they don't want, they're like, let's, honor all body types and don't shame people for their body type. But then the minute you lose the weight and you're happy, they shame you for it. It's fucking contradictory.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep.
If I ever start losing weight, you all better start shaming my ass.
I will. No worries. I got you.
Like Rob says, good for Rebel Wilson having discipline and for committing to it. There you go. See that I don't get it. I don't even have I don't really care for her one way or the other. I think she's okay. Mm-hmm. She's like the British Melissa McCarthy for my book. Yeah. But as far as that goes, the same thing with Adele. It's like good for her. If they have the wherewithal to do it and the trainers and all that kind of shit because they can afford it, good for them.
Go for it.
Exactly. And I think I thought they were both beautiful before, but they look stunning. So and they probably feel so much better just in general. And I think it's amazing. They did good.
Yeah. And same thing with Adele. I could give a shit less one way or the other, but honestly, I'll say she was better looking when she was a little on the thicker side.
I agree.
I agree with that too. I agree with that too.
But then again, I don't mind my women just a little thick. Anyway, mic drop. Not in a good way.
Ain't nothing wrong with liking thick girls.
No, not at all. Especially in the right places. Looking for love in all the right places.
Didn't Sir Mix-a-Lot do a song to that?
I like big butts and I cannot lie.
I like big butts and I cannot lie.
Oh, man,
that's like poetry now. What the fuck are you talking about? Like that's compared to a lot of this shit nowadays. It's just
yeah.
And then you got mumble rap. What the hell is this? Like you're not even. It's like I'm getting paid millions and I can't even rap. I'm just gonna sit here and talk like that. I'm so fucking high I can't see straight. Maybe I'll sit here and masturbate, but I ain't got the ambition because I don't even know how to rap. I don't know what to do. I can't give a crap. Like that, you call that music? It's like at least look at. I like big. He coming out with that shit. You like? Oh hell yeah, he likes big butts.
Party, cannot lie. Just lyrics.
He's telling us.
Side bends or sit-ups. Please don't lose that butt. Like dang.
Being a mumble rapper. I like big butts and I cannot lie. My other brothers can't. Like there's nothing. What? And then otherwise it's just pick a body part. My leg.
Yeah.
My leg. My leg. My leg. My leg. My leg. That's music nowadays. What the fuck is up with that? I just
I agree. There's no purpose to music. It's just like, let's see how many words we can rhyme and then put a beat to it, and that's it.
Oh, and auto-tune. Don't forget that.
Oh, God.
Don't forget auto-tune.
For what reason other than to sound like a robot? Which that's what I was emulating in my song I did, of course. But like, yeah, like that's the whole point. I was like kind of making fun of that shit.
By the way, Tom, that song has been stuck in my head for a solid week. So
I know.
Thanks for that. It's so catchy. Oh my gosh. I even played it on my channel. I think it was yesterday because if I have to have it stuck in my head, so does everybody else. Everybody go jam to that. It is awesome.
It's available on iTunes and Spotify now too. So there you go.
Oh, you're on Spotify now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nice.
Hopefully it'll show up in the chart. So like maybe chart at like 200 or some shit. That'll be awesome.
That will be freaking awesome.
Hey, that'll be an accomplishment and a half. But no, like we got a lot to talk about. The news was coming in fast and furious, as we said. They love to Gina in the news for us, and great for that because then we get to keep talking about her, and we can't let the subject go. And today, today this came to our attention, but this actually happened Friday night, which is funny because I actually used to watch this show fairly consistently until I had just gotten so tired of the left bullshit, because it used to be Bill. I'm of course talking about Real Time with Bill Maher.
Yeah, it used to be a good show.
It used to have a lot of diverse topics on it. And
it
even
did.
if he didn't like Bill, he would at least bring in people that would have a difference of opinion. But lately it's been like a fucking echo chamber and a half. So I just kind of dropped out. I mean, it sounds like Lorena, you've seen it before, but I don't know if Laura's watched it before, or Mandy, if you have. But
I've seen some. Kind of stayed away from political news of any kind just because it angers me. So for years I haven't, but I know who he is. I've seen this show a couple of times. It just, I never really got into it because it was political. Yeah. So I just kind of.
No, I haven't. Actually, I haven't kept up on any political news and stuff like that. So there you go. So I'm kind of
on that one. But yeah, for those who don't know, it's just a talking head topic show. Yeah. They just talk about the topics of the week. And Bill's shtick is basically, there's no topic that's too taboo. You're supposed to be able to bring whatever you want to the table with no judgment and all that kind of stuff. And sometimes things get a little spicy. But yeah, ever since it's become more of this echo chamber, the show's lost a lot of its edge. Yeah. And we'll get into that here. And we got Nina in the chat. Hello, Nina. Before we do that, though, I think we got a few super chats we should get through. And then we'll get to the news. Because they're starting to stack up there, which is a good thing because the folks love the ladies. Nothing wrong with that. We got a lot of super straight men in the chat. And probably a lot of lesbians or super straight women in the chat, too. Because, everybody loves boobs. That's one thing you can't deny.
Everybody
loves boobs.
Why y'all scared of some jugs?
Either you want them, or you want to grab them, or you want to look at them, or
you want to buy them.
Buy them, yes.
Exactly. Let's see. Faux Chunk for $2.99. Thank you so much. But Bob Chapek told me they don't play those games. He lied.
To your face.
They play those games all the time.
Yep.
That's the only game they play anymore.
It's their favorite too.
Yes, he lied to you.
We have Mr. Tickle Trunks for 10 Canadian. Our legs are burnt.
Old school Lou, thank you for that.
Oh man.
Oh shit.
Oh god, our chat is wild.
On the super chat though, I think you guys are right. I swear, Bob and Bob's fucking song when they come out to talk at anything anymore has got to be, was a Babyface is saying, "Would I lie to you, baby?" Yeah. It's like, yes, you would.
All day.
Every day that ends in Y.
Exactly. Moving on. Thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you. So we have Mr. Tickle Trunks for $10. Shiva Dog squeezing a big red heart. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you. Big hugs.
Love the Shiva Dog.
And I love that name. It still makes me giggle.
It's hilarious. I love it.
And then I think Alora's next.
Yes, I am. Fo Chung, $4.99. Thank you so much for joining us. Why is that? Every time I get interested in a Disney show, they are quick to kick me in the balls. Ooh, well, be prepared for Kenobi because they probably will do that, and maybe even worse. I'm not going to go past that, but we'll see.
We're going to get into that, aren't we?
Yeah, we sure are.
Yep, but I'm with you every single time. I think, all right, they're going to get their shit together. They're about to. Then nope. Then I get saddened again. Then
they just like Lucy with the football, right? We're running like Charlie Brown and pull it away. This agreement wasn't notarized. We didn't agree to give you good entertainment. Anyway.
Good grief indeed.
Yeah.
Right. Lucy for $5. Thank you so much, Lucy. I gotta love spending my 28th birthday with these lovely ladies. Oh my goodness, happy birthday.
Happy
And
birthday.
Every day is a gift. That's why it's called the present. Oh, Lucy,
true.
happy birthday, love.
Happy birthday, Lucy.
Yeah, happy birthday
to Lucy. Happy birthday to you.
Better than Marilyn.
I know, right?
There we go.
Well, next up we have Astaroth for $5. Good evening, ladies and Tom and the wrenches and chat. Yes, our wrenches are amazing.
They are.
Ladies, please convince Tom to do more solo streams. Shame him if you need to.
I know, right?
I missed that.
I could really use somebody to shave me. Oh, you said shame.
Yes, they said shame.
Uh-huh.
Well, it's hard to get to my back.
Oh,
I would go in and get that wax.
Yeah, there. You can pay people to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went solo for like 45 minutes, and then I'm like, no, I gotta get some people in here. I can't do this shit, mama. Too nerve-wracking. I don't know how you all ladies do it. I don't know how anybody else does it. I mean, I'm so used to being like a DJ where I can come in and go, it's 5 past the hour, and you've got the news coming up, and the weather right now is happening, and here's some music.
And
I think you just get, and then he muted himself. I think you just get used to it, right? I mean, because it was awkward for me at first, but now it's, I don't even think about it.
I had the fear of like sounding fake, and at first it's like, how do I sound with this? And I had to get over it. I have to just help my personality come out a little bit better with it and stuff. And now I'm like, I could spit it out like nothing. So
I know my chat really helped me out when I started, because I think Allure was like the first real guest I had on a live stream. And I'm like, okay, how do I do this? Who do I talk to? How do I do stuff? You know, now it's to the point where it's just like, hey, let's go live.
You're like
He's
a
in the
fish
chat.
for water, Lorena. Like,
She was. She was.
Like, how have I not known this thing called water before? Techman Blade, actually, Mead Radio has its own channel now. Just keep that in mind. It does pop up quite often. People don't know that, though. But yeah, it's kind of the worst kept secret because it's already gotten nailed. But anyway, moving on with the super chat. Sorry.
Okay, I have Dark Shadow at $5. Thank you for joining us. And this is kind of funny. Tom finally got OG's intro right. Well done, sir.
I know. I made sure because she hasn't been here in a while. I'm like, I can't fuck this up.
That was good. I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Great job.
Good. Valiant Renegade for $10. Thank you so much, Lovebug. It's always so great to see you here. Hail to the fans. Hail, Lovebug.
Hello.
Thank you for being here.
And we have Thaddeus Maximus for $10. That's a cool name. Hail, ladies. Are any of you familiar with Jay Longbone? Yes. She's been coming up in my feed with Batwoman and Equalizer reviews. She could make a good guest sometime. Jay Longbone is freaking awesome. I watched her videos instead of watching season 1 of Batwoman. And it was a hoot. And I don't know how she does it, because I reviewed 1 episode of season 2 and I had to quit for my sanity.
You weren't right for a couple of days after that too.
No.
I mean, when I would talk to you, you seemed really like you had given up almost. You were just like, I don't know, Mandy. I watched it and I don't.
Show us on the Batman doll where it touched you.
I have never been that pissed off and depressed doing a video ever, and I don't ever want to do it again. And why it's the most viewed video on my channel right now is something else. I put that way.
Because everybody watched it, because they made you watch it and they're not going to, so we just watch you now, because that's what I did. I watched yours so I wouldn't have to watch it.
I have to become, I don't know who this person is. Y'all ladies haven't told me.
I'm sorry. Yes, you have to watch her video. Oh my gosh.
Maybe you ladies will have to reach out to her and see if she wants to come on.
Yeah, I don't know. I just wrote her name down. I'm gonna go check her out after the stream
I'm
because
sub to her channel, but I'll have to. I think I follow her. I think I'll try to see.
And
if
is
I can
Sander in the chat? I think he's in the chat. It's Sander's 50th birthday.
Oh my
Happy
goodness!
birthday!
Wow.
Birthday!
I want to make sure that everybody, because that's a very important milestone for Sander. And it's also Lucy's birthday, but Sander's wishing Lucy a happy birthday. But I just want to remind everybody it's still Sander's birthday. At least it is
happy
here.
Birthday to you.
It may not be where he's at anymore, but it is here. So
such a big milestone. That's awesome. Yeah, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Such always here on every stream.
Yes. Yes. Great supporter.
Yes. So who do I have here? Do I have Stephen Oaten?
Yes.
I believe so.
Stephen Oaten at $5. Hail, ladies, Tom, and everyone in the chat.
How you doing?
Some are ex-senators for a reason. I am happy to be part of the quote problem.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna get into that.
We're gonna get into
that dropped like a bomb today.
Yeah, Miss the ex-senator Dolores Umbridge. We're gonna get into her.
She sounds like something you want to get rid of.
She does.
Oh God!
I got Dolores Umbridge. I got.
She's so smug.
I gotta use a cream.
Was she wearing a Horcrux?
She was.
I'll have to double check. I'm pretty sure she got one.
Is. Oh yeah, somewhere on her there is one. Yeah, you know it.
Okay, moving on.
Let's see. Fat Steven Seagal beat up Twitter today.
Jesus, he just went all out on Twitter, huh?
For 2 Canadian. Thank you so much, Steven.
You gotta become more.
Sorry. I boomered my scheduled tweet. #oops.
That's okay.
I did that when I started learning how to do the scheduled tweets. I did that by accident. One of my first ones. I put like an 8 p.m. or 7 p.m. instead of 7 a.m. for coffee chat. And then Stig's like, we're not going live tonight. And I'm like, gosh.
Wait, what kind of black magic is this?
Scheduled tweets.
Scheduled tweets.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I screwed it up, and I did one for like a week later than I'd planned, and I'm like, why isn't my tweet going out? Because I went with the freaking default by accident, which was like,
so you can actually time your canceling.
Yeah, you can time it perfectly. Yeah, you don't even have to sit at the computer anymore. You could just schedule. Myself canceled at 8. Fight back at 9. Cancel Twitter at 10.
Did you miss me?
Did you miss me at 11?
Yep.
Some of them might lose their minds if you're not on Twitter for a while, you know.
Oh yeah, I've had friends come after me like, "Where you been? You haven't done anything on Twitter in forever. What the heck are you doing?"
That, but I mean, like your haters and shit would be like, you know,
why
aren't you paying attention to me?
They celebrate, like they're like, "Yes, we did it," and it can be something like you just weren't there because you were like at a spa or getting a manicure, but they're like, "We've got rid of them." But yeah, they like to party before it's time to party. So,
but they get kind of depressed when you've been going for a while because they have nothing to do.
They do. Then they have to go back to fighting each other, and you know.
Yeah, which is fun to watch.
It's so fun to watch.
So we have Dash Desi. I hope I got that right. I'm sorry if I screwed that up. For a Canadian $5. Thank you so much for that. Let's see, Tom, with respect, you really need to get Mandy to be your Amber t-shirt full time. Poop never looked so good. That sounded better in my head.
As bad as it sounds, I can't argue with it.
Thank you.
You win?
Yeah. Of course.
I mean, I can't argue with that. Somebody's eating chips.
Eat chips?
No.
Oh no, man! I'm opening up a wrapper. I'm sorry. I was opening up next to the mic. Sorry about that.
I was like, "What bag of chips is somebody ripping into right now?"
I'm like desperately trying to get chocolate.
Somebody's getting into snacks somewhere. I need to find them.
Oh my god!
There was like a fierceness in the way she was unwrapping it.
You gotta get open. Gotta get open.
Get open. Damn it.
I'm trying to do before you guys have me on the next super chat. And I forgot to mute. I'm sorry. See, I developed bad habits after I haven't been on in a while.
And Eric, I look for some and obvious reasons. They think I'm stomping Tom Connors, who's dead, right? So I think they fixed the one on iTunes. I don't know if they got to get to the one on Spotify. Takes forever. I emailed the people over at the place that handles the releasing of the song. So hopefully they get that fixed. But otherwise, hell, I'm stomping Tom Connors for now. So just deal with it.
No problem.
And I'm
All right.
Canadian, eh? For those who don't know, Stompin' Tom Connors was a Canadian country singer.
I did not know that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, fairly famous up there. So yeah, no, it's one of those where when I was a kid growing up, every time I'd hear Tom Connors, oh, you related to Stompin' Tom Connors, and if it wasn't that, is oh, you related to Chuck Connors? It's like, why the fuck would I be? So there you go, Lorraine. It's not just a black thing or anything like that, where people are just like assume you know everything. No, it's rough. People are just stupid. They hear the dumber one is like, oh, Connors, like the TV show. It's like, no, that's Roseanne Connor.
Oh,
and they
God.
spell it with an E. And, yeah, it's like, trust me, it's
It's like when people find out if you've lived in LA. You lived in LA? Did you know so and so? I'm
Exactly,
like, you know how freaking big Los Angeles is? Like I know them or something.
you lived in LA. You must know Will Smith.
Yeah.
You mean you haven't met the Fresh Prince?
It's like if I was gonna meet him, it would have been in Philly when we were both in the same
In West Philadelphia, born and raised. Yeah, you probably had more of a chance of meeting him there. Yeah, that's a good point. Oh shit! And then Roger H says, "Stompin' Tom is from my neck of the woods." Yes, he is.
No.
Yes, he is, Roger. That is correct because Roger is Canadian, eh?
Mm-hmm.
But that's okay. We still love you.
Absolutely.
I gotta pick on my Canadian brethren and sisters.
Of course.
Mhm. Let's see. Where are we? I think.
We are at Doyle.
I think Laura's next. Yeah.
Yeah. Doyle Hargrave, $2. Thank you for joining us. Keep downvoting Star Wars YouTube Rilo's upvoting.
Yeah, the Raylos.
Oh.
I say Rilo's, whatever. But yeah.
I heard that. Yeah, that they were going in and trying to upvote the videos that people were trashing.
Oh yes, I heard
Nice
about
try.
that.
Nice.
IMBD has a Rilo page now.
Oh
What?
Lord.
Oh.
Yes, they do. You know how there was one about like with all of us under like Geeks and Gamers or whatever.
Oh, that was hilarious. I'm like, what do you mean Jeremy produces my show? I don't think so.
I know. Right?
Well, we knew about this a while ago. We were kind of
Yeah,
trying
I've
to keep
seen
it
it
on the
before.
DL. Because certain other people were trying to get other information that was on there that was kind of sensitive off, and we didn't want a bunch of attention brought to it. But upside to the attention being brought to it now, there's people who can actually make changes who have done so. Because I've tried to do so, and I can't even get certain things done. And even people that I know who are inside Hollywood couldn't get shit changed. And yeah, it's a big pain in the ass on certain things. But there you go. That's why you should never trust IMDb 100% either. And actually, I've got an interview with Matthew Lillard that proves 2 of their things on their trivia full of shit right off the bat. Because he was not in Scream 4 or Scream 2, but he was in Scream 3. See, they have him listed in all of them, and he's not.
Sneaky, sneaky.
Yeah.
I'll go on and grab this one on the screen.
Please
Matt
do.
G for $2. Hey, Matt, thank you so much, love bug. Oh my God, Mandy, Chick-fil-A sauce from the store. Like what? I saw that. They got that and the Polynesian.
Yes.
They still go.
I grabbed that when I saw it.
I did too. And now I'm waiting for them to make like just the nuggets where you can go and buy the nuggets. Fingers crossed. And thank you, Matt.
Oh my
The
God.
Chick-fil-A nuggets are the only ones, or their chicken strips are the only place I would get them. Other places, like sorry, not even McDonald's. I might have them once in a while, but Chick-fil-A's nuggets and strips, There we go. With the
Right.
special sauce. There we go.
Yes, if
Right.
I have
The
chicken
the
strips.
only place that can compete with Chick-fil-A on chicken strips is Zaxby's. But I don't know if they're countrywide. But Zaxby's has some fire ass chicken. I'm not even joking. It's good.
Do. I'm partial to Popeyes. If I
Are
can't
you?
if I can't get to a Chick-fil-A and it's a Sunday and Chick-fil-A's not open, then I'll go to Popeyes and get some spicy chicken.
I can't say that word, so I don't go there a lot because they made it where I can't say the word.
I'm Popeye the Sailor Man.
Toot toot.
I'm Popeye the Sailor Man.
Toot toot.
Oh my gosh, that is too freaking funny.
Whoa. Well, me now. So yes, where were we at here?
We're on Roger.
Roger.
Mhm.
Roger.
Let's see. Mandy, you have Roger?
No, I did Matt G.
She did the one on the screen, so if you want to take it, we're gonna go right ahead.
Okay, sure. Roger, let's see. I'm sorry. Roger H. Canadian for $1.99. Thumbs up. Thank you so much for that. That's
It wouldn't be a show without a Roger Haynes thumbs up.
This is true.
Yes.
This is true. That's his trademark.
Laura, I think you got the next one.
Which one is it again? Is it
Dash DC?
Oh, okay. I was ahead of you guys. All right.
Sorry.
Dash DC Canadian $2. Hello. And hello, lovely ladies. So nice you are here with us. I am so glad you are here with us as well. So sit back. We're going to have an interesting show.
Yeah.
Yes. So glad you guys are all here.
Mhm.
Oliver Klaus? I'm
It's Oliver Close Off.
Close off. Oh, okay. Oliver Close off for $2. Sorry, I butchered your name. I'll have it next time. For $2. Thank you so much. Waiting for this all day. Hello, ladies. Hello. We're so glad you're here.
Absolutely.
And there's over 500 of you watching. If you kindly hit that like
Thank
button.
you so much. Yes,
Seriously.
share the stream out, please. Please.
Yes.
Please share that. Okay, let's see. Ron W for $4.99. Thank you so very much for that. I'm old enough. I remember Bill Maher in House 2 and that sitcom in the 80s.
He was also in DC Cab and a couple other really bad movies.
House 2.
Ooh.
I don't
It
remember
was
that
the
one.
sequel to House 1.
Like House Party?
No, it was like a horror film franchise.
Oh.
Like Haunted House. Yeah.
I don't guess I ever saw that.
I'm sorry, Mandy. I was like,
if
I don't
you
remember
saw
him in
it,
House Party.
I was gonna say, I mean,
Well, I didn't either, but I thought maybe.
That's what I did too. Maybe I missed it. I don't know.
No,
I was a kid, so
they're actually from the producer of Friday the 13th. The first, they're kind of a horror comedy franchise in a way. The first two are really good. 3 and 4 are
But there's something else to write down.
Yeah,
The
House.
second one, especially the one with Bill Maher, is actually really good.
Okay.
All right, I will check that out because
Yeah,
I've
they're
never
into
seen
like
it.
spooky stories, kind of like with a little like if you love like Tales from the Crypt stuff, then you'd love it.
Yes, I do.
Awesome,
Yeah, you totally
I do.
would.
Yeah, I do.
That's
Awesome.
they would be like Tales from the Crypt movies had they come out when Tales from the Crypt was around, but they were prior to that. Like that's the kind of
The
tone
vibe
they
and
have.
stuff.
Yeah, the vibe.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Awesome. Thank you. I'm gonna check that out. I'm probably gonna watch that tonight actually because I was looking for something good to watch tonight.
Even to the point where they have like needless cameos. Like it's weird. Like the first movie has the guy who played Norm. Or not Norm, but the second one does, I mean, George Wendt. And the first one has the guy who plays the other guy who plays the mailman. What the hell's his name? Jesus Christ.
I know who you're talking about. I just can't remember his name.
The guy who does all the Pixar voices too.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So like he's in the first one because like one of the writers or whatever worked for Cheers, so they got like a couple of cameos. From
They
those guys.
They made some phone calls and got some.
There's a lot of
favors
comedians and
passed.
stuff in it. So comedians, Ratzenberger, John Ratzenberger. Thank you, Cliff. I couldn't remember Cliff. Jesus,
Cliff
went off a cliff with that one. Moving on with Super Chats.
All right. So we on 16-bit?
Yes.
Okay, 16-bit mascot, $5. Hey, what's up? Hey, ladies, glad you're on tonight. Love the show as always. Cheers and keep up the good work. Why, thank you so kindly. 16-bit.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
And Batman also says the first one had Richard Mall. So yeah, I think like one of the producers or writers or whatever also worked on a couple sitcoms and shit too. Yeah. So it really has that vibe.
Okay.
Did that say from Night Court?
Yeah, from Night Court. The guy
Yes.
yeah.
Another good show.
That's great.
Oh, I love Night Court.
I do
They're trying to bring that back.
I saw that and I'm torn between y'all are just gonna dick it up and maybe
leave it alone.
Many of the OG cast is not with us anymore. Leave it alone.
Yeah, that was lightning in a bottle. Leave it alone.
But I guess John Larroquette is supposed to be the lead up on this. It's like, didn't he already have his own show?
That's who they picked.
Yeah, he's like the only one who's left. That's what I'm saying. Everybody else is gone. That's the sad part. Him and I think Richard Mall and him, I think, are the only two that are left. I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think leave it alone.
Yeah,
because isn't even what's her face who played the bailiff. I can't remember her name now.
God,
I think she even passed not too long ago, if I'm not mistaken.
I cannot. I see her face, but I can't remember.
Oh, Marky Post is still alive. Okay, Marky Post is still alive. But yeah, but the other lady, I don't know about her. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So like only half, like I'm serious, like half the cast is no longer.
Right. Yeah, with that many gone, it's best just to.
It's not the same show.
It would, and they dick it up. So
anyway, moving on. Marshall Warfield, that's who I was trying to think of. Yeah.
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken, I thought she just passed. If not, I apologize, but I thought it was not that long ago. And Ellen Foley is still alive too, I guess. So there you go.
Let's see. Willie Woodard for $5. Thank you so much, Willie. Hello, Princess of Purchiltude. You're all gorgeous. If I was single, I'd still have 0% chance with you. Also, Alora's so hot.
Yes, she is.
Yes, she
is. Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Well, I'm a hot mess right now. That's why I'm not on camera.
She's always posting stuff that makes me think yoga is really cool, but I can't do that.
Right? Look, I tried to do a pose, and Alora's going to have to show me how to do it because it's a really sexy pose. But I tried to do it in my kitchen, and I just fell over on my side like an idiot.
Oh, so no.
So it was an epic fail, but so you guys know she's not on camera. She's like, "Oh, I'm a hot mess." Y'all know she looks gorgeous. She
does. You guys are so kind.
She's over there looking gorgeous. She just wanted to eat that Snickers in privacy. Don't let her pull me off.
I don't care. Hair buns up, no makeup on, and eating some candy.
And you still look beautiful doing it. Don't lie.
Thank you.
You do.
And thank you so much for the super chat, Willie. Thank you.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, Willie. And we're almost caught up for now, at least, so we can get to the main topic.
Okay,
Getting
we have Dearest, I think that's right. Dearest for $5. Thank you so much for that. I've listened to NPR for 20 years. It used to be professional journalism. I would hear nowhere else. In 2016, it went smarmy woke left. Started in 2016. Yeah, NPR used to be pretty balanced, kind of boring at times, but yeah. It used to be a pretty good balanced amount of shows and issues. My favorite was Car Talk until one of the guys unfortunately passed away. But yeah, it just went left and
Yeah, it used to be a good news source, but now you're right. They've gotten very partisan. Almost all the news sources have, one way or the other.
Yeah. I mean, is there even one left that's not? I mean, there's
not on broadcast. You would have to go to Newsmax, or you'd have to go to I think OAN. I think is another one.
Because if any one of them is remotely neutral, then they're automatically considered conservative.
Yeah,
right. Mm-hmm. Oh, crazy.
Yeah, it's a very if you're not with us, you're against us mentality.
Yeah.
Oh God, that's
crazy. It is.
So. All right, let's get moving along here so we can get to the topic before it's too long. We're already 40 minutes into
the show. Gosh, you guys are so generous.
Yeah, you guys are so generous. We're not complaining at all, but we may have to put a cutoff here at some point just so we can get to the topics. But yeah, But anyway, continue for now as long as we only have a few left, I think.
Okay. I think Alora's next.
Is it? Do I have Makanai?
Yes.
You do.
Yes.
Okay, I didn't realize we went through the other one. I know we were talking about it, but okay,
Yep.
sorry. $5. Good evening to you, to all of the lovely ladies and Tom, the terrific. Much love to you guys with a heart. Thank you.
Thanks, Makini.
Thank you. Let's see, not another dime for $5. Thank you so much. Here, have some money. Keep doing what you do. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right. Next, we've got where were we here? Valiant Renegade, I believe.
Okay, so Valiant Renegade for $10. Thank you so much for that. So glad I'm stuck in a car tonight. Otherwise, Google would ban my YouTube channel for my response to Heidi's disgusting comments about Gina. And that still may happen tomorrow morning. Well, we're gonna get to
We're gonna get to
You
that.
might have more venom later, but
yeah.
I hope you don't get, banned or anything or canceled, So
Yeah.
hopefully.
Yeah.
Then we got El Punk Trace coming in.
All right, L Punk Trace, $2. Sorry, I have a little bit of my mic is kind of staticky. All right, you guys can hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, amigas, Bat Tom and Tom.
Oh no.
Oh Lord.
Oh,
How you doing?
dear.
I'm like world famous now. This lady Oprah interviewed me.
Wow. Did she give you a car, a new Batmobile?
Yeah. It only fits in one spot now. And it's electric.
Oh my God.
Problem is it don't go very fast.
Yeah, that kind of sucks.
Yeah, it does kind of suck. So I gave it to Robin. So he quit bitching.
Regift.
Bye, kids.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
Oh goodness.
Oh, Lord.
Valiant Renegade for $4.99. Thank you so much, Lovebug. Tom,
Mhm.
you know how to find me if you don't want to live stream solo. Laugh out loud. I can jump in if I can. So
Yeah, I appreciate that. And of course, I've hit you up a few times now. But no, like part of it is me just, I got to do it. I can't not just, I got to get out there and just do it. Training wheels off.
Absolutely. So Wyatt Holiday for $4.99. Thank you so very much. A smooth 5 for the ladies and Tom. Rock on, Mandy, Lorena, and Alora.
Thank
Well,
you.
thank you.
Oh,
thank you.
Lauren, thank you.
All right. And then Stefan Otten at 5. I'll have to check Jay Longbone out. I did make it through the pilot of the Equalizer. Happy birthday at Lucy and at Sander.
Awesome.
Was that Hammerslag? Sander
Hammerslag.
Hammerslag? There we go. Yeah. I was like, did I read that right? Hammerslag? Yes. Thank you for being with us.
Mhm.
Yes, thank
Absolutely.
you. Roger H for 2 Canadian. Thank you so much. Stompin' Tom is from we did that one. Stompin' Tom is from his neck of the woods. Neck of the woods.
We got that one.
That's a very, very cool.
All right. So Adam Them. Sorry, hopefully I got that right. If not, I
That's all right.
apologize. $4.99. Thank you so much for that. Costco has big bags of nuggets that are just as good as Chick-fil-A. Trust me, y'all will thank me later.
I need more info about these nuggets.
I don't know. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying I gotta try it for myself.
You'd be surprised how much of this stuff all comes from the same place.
Exactly. I need to know a little more info. Brand.
Ooh, you know what?
Because I'm gonna go buy some. I will test this theory.
Now that I know about it, go to Trader Joe's.
Yes.
See, Laura knows to talk about Trader Joe's. Get their chicken nuggets or chicken strips.
we ain't got one of those here. I'm too damn country for a Trader Joe's. Ain't they got nothing at Dollar General?
No, Aldi.
Dollar General. Did you really say Dollar General?
Dollar General. I haven't
We got
been in a
plenty of
Dollar
those.
General. Wait, is it you got a Family Dollar too?
We got a Family Dollar.
Okay, I was going to say because they're in pairs.
We got both of those. We ain't got no Trader Joe's though. We need one.
Y'all need to get one of those.
Right.
Okay, Laura, your broken speaker.
Yes, broken speaker at $1.99. Look up Pioneer Chicken. Only one left. Best ever. So where's the Pioneer Chicken you're talking about then? Broken
Pioneer
speaker.
Chicken. Where's that?
Yeah.
that
He's
a
like only
chain?
one left.
Is that only one left? Well, that's where
that makes me feel like it's on eBay or something. And that concerns me.
Get it before it sells.
Go grab it. The highest bidder.
No.
The highest bidder.
Oh goodness.
Let's see, Matt G for $2. Thank you, Matt. Buy Mandy's book. Yes, everybody.
Please
Thank you
buy
so
Mandy's
much, Matt.
book.
Yes, please check out my comic book, Work the Wizard 2, Portal of Echoes, and also Pirate Queen, which we are actually closing down on the 2nd of April. So definitely go and check those out. And I also have my book, Hardcore Pornosaur, that is now on Amazon. So definitely go and check those out, you guys. And Maggie, thank you so much, love bug. Be a big dick daddy. Big dick daddy. Me and Tom are going to work on a song. We're going to work on a song.
Yeah, there you go. Lord Trinan is the next one.
Yes, Lord Trinan for $5 says, here, have some cookie money. Well, thank you.
I love cookies.
Who doesn't? You know what? In England, they're called biscuits.
Yes.
That's fancy talk. And then last but not least, we got one for Laura to take on, and then I'm going to the back room. Perfect. Willie Woodward.
All right, Willie Woodward at $2. Sorry, just had to simp once more. Well, you're too kind. I appreciate that. Have a good evening and show. Thank you.
All right, and with that, I am going to scurry on to the back room and let these ladies get to work since we've been here for 45 minutes already, but we love the love, so keep it coming.
All right, ladies, it seems like they just will not leave Gina Carano alone. People just cannot seem to keep her name out of their mouth. It's like they can't help themselves.
They can't. They are desperately trying to excuse why they fired a woman fan favorite who did absolutely nothing but tried to promote treating people like human beings. So they're gonna keep going because they dicked up in firing her. That should not have happened. So yeah, yet again she's got to deal with this crap.
Yeah. So this broke today. Actually, from YetiCast to shout out to YetiCast. I had the fortune of interviewing him for my channel. So he came out with this tweet today. Why have I not seen anyone talking about this? A former U.S. senator called Gina Carano some of the most heinous things while on Real Time with Bill Maher. How is this not slander? So let's take a gander at what was said. We're going to break this up a little bit because there's a lot to digest within this small clip. And I say a lot to digest because the stuff that falls out of this woman's mouth and her reaction to it, it's
disgusting.
It's disgusting. It's deplorable. I don't know why why you shouldn't be surprised. If you're surprised at this, you haven't been paying attention at all. So let's go here.
I like this picture. Who was the woman in the Mandalorian? What did she do? She liked something?
She was a Nazi.
Oh, that's different, right? I'm thinking of somebody else.
Oh God. That is friggin' bullcrap. I hate that they use that word to downgrade someone and they make the event even less meaningful, I guess you can say, by just pointing everybody that they don't agree with as Nazi or Yahtzee. And we already said it. We already heard it. So Nazi bullcrap. Anyway, so that's how I feel about that, is that they use it so much, just like using a certain word so much that it has no more meaning anymore.
Oh, exactly. That's exactly what they've done. And I do see YetiCast is actually in the chat today.
Hey, YetiCast!
So thank you for being the only person in America to apparently still watch Bill.
Yeah.
And letting us know that this was even a thing. You are awesome, dude.
It's paid off. Good on you, dude. Good on you. You know, First of all, she has the audacity, and OG is right. They throw that word Nazi around to it has no meaning. And when I hear that, it's disgusting and it's heartbreaking because my grandfather fought in World War II, okay, where he had actual Nazis shooting at him. All right. And he told me about that. And he told me about the concentration camps that, one that he had to liberate. I went to school with people whose grandparents escaped from those concentration camps.
Mm-hmm.
And they would, not only would we hear about that, but in our school district, they purposely made the Holocaust a priority to teach, right up there with slavery. They just put everything out there so we could make our own decision. And I'm just thinking, how can something like this happen again? And they would say never again. The way that this senator laughed after just casually throwing out that word is disgusting.
It wasn't a laugh. It was a fucking cackle because she's a mean witch. That was a cackle. That wasn't even a laugh. No.
I love how Mandy just doesn't even have the bone in her body to do that kind of a laugh. She can't even
I know. She's like, and by the way, that was a cackle, and we're like, okay.
Yeah, that's a cat. No, yeah, it's like the Grinch trying to smile, right?
Because you can see her lips like turning up.
Yeah. She's just to say something that disgusting. As a former senator, as a former representative of the United States, to play into this cancel culture bullshit while being on a publicly broadcast thing that is talking about cancel culture is just, I can't fathom how anybody looks at this and they're like, yeah, that's okay. Makes sense.
It's like, and why did that word have to even fall out of your mouth to begin with?
Exactly. Why do we have former senators playing into this lingo that is disgusting and it's just a complete slap in the face to the individuals that actually did live through that traumatic period in history. You know what I mean? Like, and it just takes away from their pain so they can put it on something, saying that somebody, because they called for unity. It's just mind-boggling how Bill sits there and deals with it, and just people in general are like, yeah, okay, seems right.
It's just absolutely disgusting. I remember I was over in Germany and actually saw memorials that were made for Holocaust victims, and I'm just like, how to cheapen that experience by just throwing it out, like throwing out the charge of racism with nothing to back it up. Eventually you throw it out so much that it loses its meaning. And I think this is what they want to do. They want it to lose its meaning so they can just accuse anybody of that. So to tag that, and bring Gina Carano into it and link her and try to accuse her of being a Nazi, it's evil and it's freaking disingenuous. And you should be ashamed of yourself, but we know that you're not.
No, she's over there cackling about it. This is fun for her. This is a good, she is dehumanizing another human being. This is fun for her. This is it's like a party.
Not just that, it's using it as clout because nobody knows who the fuck this lady was today.
Nobody knows who the hell she was.
You're right. I didn't even know who the frick she was. Lady Gravemaster had to tell me, oh, this chick used to be our senator. I'm like,
for one term, by the way. Just so you guys know, she ran once, got voted in, and after that, people are like,
hell with this chick.
Huge mistake. No way. Yep.
Get her the heck out of there. So moving, it gets better. Oh my God! Here we go.
She's not a Nazi.
She's a white. She's involved.
Look at that. You're calling her.
Wait. Okay. She's involved in white supremacy.
Where? Where's the proof?
Where's the proof? That's the thing. This is libel. They're committing libel against Gina. They're saying that she did this, and this, saying she's a part of white supremacy, but they can't prove it. They can't prove it at all. And her, as being a ex-senator or whatever you want to call her in government, should know that what she is stating is basically illegal to call out someone that's not factual.
Exactly.
Yeah, and to even to add on, I'll take that a step further. The fact that she says white supremacy, you know why they say that? To gaslight minorities into thinking that they're under attack, and they use this repeatedly.
Well, exactly. If you say it enough time, it'll eventually become the truth, right? That's
exactly.
Keep telling the lie. Keep telling the big lie, and eventually people will start to believe it. And unfortunately, there are people in the world that don't independently think for themselves. So they're going to take this to heart. They're going to be like, oh, that Gina, and they're never going to do the research. And then, they're going to keep on. They're going to continue with that same lie, that same. Yeah. And you get enough of them.
And then Hillis is like, well, Mara's looking at her like, are you kidding me? Which he actually kind of says. But then, unfortunately, here, as we'll get into the clip, you'll see the moment that his balls go back into the lady's purse.
Yeah, he starts punked out.
He did. He starts to say something, and you can watch his face kind of like distort as his balls shrink up into like the size of a raisin.
So I'm guessing she used whatever Horcrux she had to do that to
That's
her.
What it was. That's what it was. Watch her, you guys, and then go and look at Dolores Umbridge from Harry Potter, and you tell me these two women don't kind of they run into the same group.
Yeah. Here we go.
She's called other people Nazis.
Right.
Which is the Nazi.
Okay. Everyone's a Nazi now.
Yeah.
She does hang with white supremacists.
It's like a Mel Brooks.
Okay. So one thing I want to say before, the guy who said, no, she called people Nazis, like she tried to correct supposedly what she was saying. That was an editor from Reason Magazine, which is a libertarian publication. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And then he got that part wrong. And then she goes on to basically say that Gina associates with white supremacists.
Yeah, and I follow Gina. I think everybody here on this panel, we all follow Gina. We are huge fans of hers.
Yes.
I don't know who she hangs out with in her real life. I don't know who she goes to have lunch with. So where's the proof? There is none. Because this lady is full of shit. There is no proof, or we would probably see it at some point, right?
You're full of crap. I mean, does this extend to people that Gina follows on Twitter? Because if that's the case, Gina Carano follows me on Twitter. Am I a white supremacist? That's not a trick question.
Right.
You mean you're not?
I'm not like the James Chappelle skit.
Oh, we gotta talk after the fucking show.
Right? I feel deceived. It's
a joke,
now.
kids. It's a joke.
Yes, total joke.
Watch the Dave Chappelle skit.
You can't joke around anymore. Did you know that? Like the slightest little joke you make just to make everybody laugh out of just to look at reality, you will get canceled.
Oh yeah, no, they have no sense of humor, and I have found humor is what, as humans, gets us over shit. It opens up a dialogue in a healthy way with humor to where some of these things can be discussed. And I think, honestly, that's why in the 80s and early 90s, a lot of the issues were kind of erasing themselves a little bit. And then this new generation comes in, and it just goes to hell in a handbasket. So
offended by everything.
Going
back to comedy, like I remember, again, I'll use the Chappelle show. That show was so freaking funny. It seemed like everybody from all walks of life were watching that show and laughing at stuff, and laughing at each other and just enjoying that type of humor. But he comes back with the new special, and they want to cancel him.
Exactly. And yeah, it's really sad because that kind of humor, it really did open up a healthy dialogue for people to talk and not feel offensive or, you know, aggressive or anything like that. It allowed them to just have a dialogue, which
Exactly.
now it's, if you don't agree with us, shut the hell up or we will cancel you. We will make sure you can't feed your family. We'll make sure you don't work. We'll make sure that you don't get a moment's rest. And it's disgusting.
And we and not apologizing for it at all. They do not freaking care.
No.
So further on with this hot mess.
It does.
Yeah.
Hangs with white.
I suppose I'm now subject to defamation.
I don't know. I mean, it depends on what your definition of white supremacist is. That also, the goalpost there changed a lot.
Yeah, so he's bringing it up like, okay, so now you're changing, you know, what's the definition of a white supremacist? So he goes on.
Used to be a guy in a Klan hood who.
But I think we have to be really careful. There's two things the Republicans think they're going to get Biden on.
Well, before I go for sorry, I didn't mean to stop right there, but when he's saying, yeah, at one point white supremacist was, you know, the white hood with, you know, with the KKK. And that used to be what that was. Now white supremacy is pretty much whatever they want to call it.
Well, yeah, she came in right after that and said Republicans.
Yeah.
I mean, just straight after that, just straight to Republicans. So if that what she's trying to say is that now if you are a Republican or conservative, you are now a white supremacist, because that's what it sounded like to me.
I want to jump back a second. And where she said, "Oh, no, I probably just opened myself up for a defamation case." I really hope you fucking did, lady. I hope Gina goes
I hope she does,
because there was zero reason for you to even be bringing her the fuck up, period, or even saying this shit. And when you said that, that means you clearly know you said something you probably fucking shouldn't have. And anybody doesn't need to be a lawyer to know that's enough to hold up in a court of law.
Exactly. The thing she had to say was pretty much, yeah, I know who you're talking about. And keep it factual, but didn't keep it factual at all. Why? Because she's got an agenda going on.
I mean, it depends on what your definition of white supremacist is. That also, the goalpost there changed a lot. Used to be Klan hood who.
But I think we have to be really careful. There's two things the Republicans think they're going to get Biden on: cancel culture and this whole Dr. Seuss stuff that's going on, where they're reading Green Eggs and Ham, proving that some of these senators can actually read.
Did she even really need to go there?
Oh my God! Like they can actually read, sweetheart. Oh my God! I am a loss for words. But first of all, she pulls in Republicans. She pulls in the cancel culture. He questions her, and so now she's stumbling. She is stumbling. He says cancel culture, but then the thing is that your people, your demographic, your portion of the politics basically came up with cancel culture. So now it's going to be used against you. So now you got to, move the goalpost some more. That's what she's doing. She's walking the goalpost back again, because now she put herself in that situation, that circumstance, to where she's like, oh shit, because they're using our cancel culture against us, and now me, I better move that shit. So.
And that's what they do. They don't want to be beholden to their own standards. And that's one of the tactics that's straight out of Alinsky's Rules for Radicals. Which is, what it is. And that's like their playbook. But it's like when their playbook is used against them, they start pushing the goalpost back.
And the goalpost is going to keep being moved. It's never going to stand still, because they're going to keep attacking each other. They're going to keep attacking us. They're going to attack everybody, because they are miserable human beings that just have nothing better to do. They are happy when they are miserable and spreading misery.
Exactly.
And that's what they're going to continue to do, as if we don't start pushing back a little bit with this. And, hats off to Gina, and hats off to the state of North Dakota for getting this crazy bitch out of there. Y'all did good. Y'all did good with that.
He is doing y'all zero favors.
Why is she even on here? I still don't understand why this woman was the one that was brought in for a conversation about cancel culture. Who the hell is she? How did she?
Okay. Oh, go ahead, OG.
I was gonna. Okay, so what year was she again? Like the last couple of years? I'm trying to map this because within the last 2, 3, maybe 4 years, like my family who lives on Standing Rock, which is in North Dakota, we're having problems with the state allowing them to vote. Yep.
Really?
Yeah, and if she was in during that time, she was friggin' doing major cancel culture against my own people. So she doesn't stick up for natives and and basically people of color, like probably what she has coined herself to be as, because then she would be for them voting, right?
You would think so.
You would think.
There you go. I just had to bring that up. I was like, oh crap. I just realized, she must have been in the seat during that time. She didn't stick up for the people who were in the state of North Dakota who were having a hard time voting because either they didn't have a certain type of address and they were living way off the reservation and stuff like that. So she wasn't there for them. So I don't know who the hell she thinks she is when she's trying to call someone this and that, Nazi and white supremacist now I'm getting my words all jumbled up, but she acts like she's a savior. She acts like she's like, I'm for people of color and this person's a white supremacist, but she didn't do shit. She didn't back up my people when they were having troubles voting. And this voting time occurred, when we were coming into the new elections here and stuff as well. And she didn't help them. She didn't help them at all. So she's full of shit.
No, it's a case of, we're so virtuous, but we want to help. And I tell people the true definition of white supremacy is not having to apologize for pulling crap like this.
Exactly. If she wants to help, instead of calling people Nazis on TV, why doesn't she go take her ass to a soup kitchen? Why doesn't she go and read to underprivileged youth and teach them how to enjoy reading these Dr. Seuss books that they are trying to cancel? Why doesn't she do something good like she's preaching instead of trying to cancel somebody? Oh, because she's full of shit.
Exactly. And she doesn't want to hang out with us peons. Are you kidding me? The great unwashed? Absolutely not.
We're disgusting to her. We need to... Yeah, we're termites to her. God. Yeah. Ew.
Here we go. So we got 10 seconds left. Like gross.
And
there's a cackle.
And so we can't ignore the fact that we got Donald Trump was in part because of political correctness. I mean, you did a whole show called
I did.
Oh my God.
What? Did she say he was in here for political correctness?
Yeah, so first of all, they're going back to Trump. Trump is out of office.
He ain't there no more. He's
not
gone.
There. He's
even off of Twitter. He's not even on Twitter anymore.
Exactly.
I have no idea what Trump's doing anymore. Not a clue.
Quit him.
Yeah, they just can't move on and work in the present here and now. And so anybody who doesn't think the same way they do, they'll refer to them back to Trump or whatever, white supremacists, Nazis or whatever. Because they can't sit and listen. Lady, you have 2 ears and a mouth for a reason. Use your 2 ears before you speak. You are not listening. You're not looking at the evidence. You are just making false statements against someone that maybe you don't even know, and you don't even know their history. And to me, that doesn't even make a leader right there, because leaders sit down and listen twice as hard as they speak before they speak. Yeah. So there we go.
Right. She just wants to talk just to hear herself talk and to put this crap out there because she knows for the audience that's there, she knows that's the kind of reception she's going to get. She's not going to get any pushback because Bill Maher hardly did anything at all. He just, a little polite push, and then he went and cowered back in the corner when years ago he wouldn't have let something like that slide at all. He would have challenged them. Where's the proof? Whatever. She has none.
I actually have a longer version of the clip sent to me by YetiCast. If you ladies want to take a look at that, there's a little bit more context to it, I guess.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Let me bring it up here. Just take a moment here.
Because I know one of the questions that was asked was, how did they get on the topic of Gina Carano to begin with?
That might be in this clip. I haven't watched it yet, so I have no idea what's all in it. So.
Okay.
Gotcha.
I'm just trying to get my computer to work with me here. It's being a pain in the ass.
No cooperation, no respect from that technology, Tom.
Yeah, so if you guys want to either just keep yakking about this or grab a couple super chats, that's up to you.
We'll keep yakking. So, Mandy, I'm sorry, you probably wanted to talk about this part too.
Oh no, go ahead. I'll chime in.
So, this is Miss Heidi's Twitter page. So she's been here since January 2012. So she had to hear about the whole Gina Carano thing or whatever. So one thing to notice here, she's an ABC News contributor. Who do we know owns ABC?
Nothing to look at, people. Nothing to look at. There's nothing fishy going on here. Just because.
One guess, you guys. Let's see if someone gets it in the chat. Do you know who?
Do you guys know? Do y'all know who owns?
Gosh, I feel like I should know the answer to this.
Who owns ABC, the network that they use to push a certain Star Trek and Star Wars edition in
Warner Brothers.
in a part named after a mouse.
No. Oh.
But do you not see the bias here? Because of the link and where this company comes from, there is a huge bias here. And she came in with an agenda. You could tell she came full force with an agenda.
Buzzword bingo. You kept hearing all the buzzwords going on. Yahtzee, white supremacist. Ding, ding, ding. That's right. Disney.
Yep.
Yes, Disney owns ABC News. They also own the local affiliates for ABC News.
They own
the
ABC.
top 5. Yeah. In the top 5 markets, including where I am. So they own ABC. So I'll put on my tinfoil tiara, but not too much of a stretch to say there's some communication going on about, you're going to be on Bill Maher. They're going to talk about cancel culture. Well, you remember what happened with Gina Carano. We don't freaking like her, and we got her fired, and then I just keep keep it going. Keep that stoked, because there was there was no reason for her to come at Gina Carano the way she did, except, like Tom had mentioned, except to get clout and accept the signal, like, see guys, I'm great. I'm a company chick, right? I'm a company chick. I'm a trash Gina Carano. Doesn't matter if it's not true, but you know what? You didn't think about that. So now you opened yourself up to defamation, and you slandered her and didn't correct anything.
All right. Well, I'll hop to the back room, and then you guys just tell me to pause if you want me to pause.
Okay.
I don't want to talk about cancel culture and this nonsense every week, but I just don't think people understand how much this is a tsunami and how fast the goalposts change. Almost.
Okay, can you pause 1 second? So you notice he's saying people don't realize how fast this is a tsunami. Yet when he watched it happen on his own damn show, he sat there like a little girl, like a bitch, and watched his nuts shrivel up and said nothing. I'm just saying. I mean, don't sit there and act like, oh, it's so bad, and then allow it to happen on your own show.
Can I just say that this does not look like the Bill Maher that I remember?
No, he's beaten down.
Bill Maher that I remember, you're right, man. He's been beaten down, because the Bill Maher that I remember was full of fire for like both sides of the issue of what was going on. He was like the referee, pretty much keeping everybody honest. And he looked like he was 2 seconds away from fighting somebody at times. But this guy, he looks defeated. He looks beaten down. Just like, let me get through doing this freaking show.
Yeah.
I'll do what you want. I'll say what you want. Yeah.
He's terrified of being canceled. Everybody is so terrified of being canceled that we can no longer have a conversation. We can't fix it, because if you try, like Gina wasn't doing anything but just saying, hey, you guys, can we try to work together a little bit? Let's try to get along. Let's treat humans like humans. That's all she said. And the fact that he's sitting there saying that, I'm sorry, you guys, this is the first time I watched this, so this is almost like a reaction for me. So no, that the fact that he's saying that, and then like 20 seconds later, he's going to allow that conversation to go on and just not say anything. It's just disgusting to me. Sorry, Tom, go ahead.
Moving on.
Literally off the top of my head before I came out, wrote down 3 things I could think of. Not just what you do now, it's anything you've ever done. And I'll give you examples of that. Not just what you say, it's what you listen to, they can get you for that. What you order, who you say you like, any sort of association. If you retweet something, if I like this.
Hey, Tom, can you stop? Can you pause for a minute? Yeah, he's bringing up good points. How many people do you know have been canceled, have lost jobs, have lost scholarship because of something they said 10 years ago on Twitter? People will go and start going through your tweets. You said this and this and this, whatever, so many years ago, and get fired. I think someone got fired from Teen Vogue because of some anti-Asian post that she made, I guess when she was a teenager or a young college student years ago. And she got fired for that and seemed surprised considering that she was all for this cancel culture thing going on. And again, what you listen to, what you read, you listen to so-and-so's music. Oh my gosh, you must be a white supremacist or self-hating. We need to cancel you. Do you read this? Oh no, we can't have doing that. And it's just these crazy things. It's like you can't even spit without somebody trying to cancel you.
Yeah, anymore it's like, oh, so and so looked at me in 1983. Now I feel violated.
Exactly.
Oh God, it's like, get a damn grip. but it's real. It's real. Okay, start time. Go ahead.
And then the Mandalorian, what did she do? She liked something?
She was a Nazi.
Oh, that's different, right? I'm thinking of somebody else. Well, she's not a Nazi.
Oh God.
She's a white. She's involved in white supremacy.
You're calling her.
Yeah, you notice he didn't really push back on that.
Okay, everyone's
as soon as she says Nazi.
She does hang with white supremacists.
It's like a Mel Brooks.
She does?
Yeah.
Hangs with white.
I suppose I'm now subject to defamation.
I don't know.
She knows she effed up.
Did somebody want me to stop? Okay. No, I know we watch this. Okay, I'll keep going.
Yeah, go ahead.
Supremacist is that also the goalpost there changed a lot. Used to be a guy in a Klan hood who.
But I think we have to be really careful. There's 2 things the Republicans think they're going to get Biden on: cancel culture and this whole Dr. Seuss stuff that's going on, where they're reading Green Eggs and Ham, proving that some of these senators can actually.
Okay, can you pause that for a minute, Tom? She's talking about Republicans. All right. Who gives a crap about the Republicans? But apparently you guys still do. So you see that as the boogeyman. Since you couldn't pay off with the whole Nazi thing, that went off that. And that you pretty much slandered Gina Carano saying that crap. Now you're going to move on to, cancel culture's other favorite punching bag, and that would be Republicans. And then the whole thing she's saying about Dr. Seuss proves that she has missed the freaking point. The point on that was you had a book or several books that they decided to quote unquote pull for racial insensitivity, supposedly. So rather than updating it for the times or whatever, they just pulled it out of circulation.
Yeah.
And not only that, there was like a ripple effect. I went into Target that same day, couldn't even find any of those books. So it's just like that must have been freaking carnated.
Not just that, they were basically being marked as like contraband, so people couldn't even sell them on eBay and shit.
eBay, all of that. You couldn't even. I mean, you had to be a private seller that you would have to like contact someone. You couldn't do it through any type of selling portals at all. Which shows how much government and corporate are working together, and I think that's a scary situation. Very, very scary situation.
Absolutely.
This situation is it should be terrifying to everybody. They are attacking every conservative. They are attacking cis men. They are attacking white men. They are. I mean, they're just there's no end. They are attacking the table and the lamppost. They're going. I mean, let's look at what actually happened here. Gina was they tried to cancel. She won't get canceled, but they tried to. They got her canceled off one thing, but Gina was basically canceled for falsely minimizing the Holocaust by bringing up examples of dehumanizing others and saying, "Hey, this is how this happened in the past. So let's not repeat history and let's fix this shit." Right? Now she's being called a Nazi in an attempt to dehumanize her. But that's okay. It wasn't okay for her, but it's okay for them. Because what they're saying is 10 times, a million times worse than Gina asking people, y'all, let's please try to work together. We're all humans. We're all humans. But no, but this is okay, right? It's okay to just sit there and straight up call her a Nazi when they canceled her for supposedly calling people a Nazi. It's fucking absurd and it makes no sense. And even my country bumpkin ass can't figure this shit out. I mean, yeah, there you go, Tom.
But it's
but
it is the absolute truth. It's the absolute truth, because she and the likes of this former senator get away with this because they're on the right side.
Exactly.
They're on the side of the politics that are accepted, that you should have and are seen as good politics, which seems to be anything, like young Ripper said, to the right of Bernie Sanders. It's threatening, you know, it's threatening to these people. And this is why you cannot bend the knee to these people. And that's why I'm so proud of Gina Carano, how she continues to fight. You cannot give them one freaking inch. You have to fight back. You have to punch back twice as hard with these people. Because if you give them an inch, they will take a mile. And you've seen this with people who just said, "Oh, I'm sorry," or whatever, and they still stomp on your neck.
Then you're, you know, out of business. You have no job. You are being harassed on the phone. And you have to sit there after the fact being like, I apologize to these dickheads, you know? They don't care. They don't care because it's not about that. They are not technically upset about it. They're mad. They are angry little people who want nothing more than to cause hate and discontent because they inside hate themselves. And this is what you get, including old Heidi here.
Yeah, Dolores Umbridge.
Yeah, Dolores Umbridge over here.
I think the mic is the Horcrux. Anyway, go ahead, Tom.
And
you know how she goes stuttering.
Oh my God, like Bob Chapek did.
Because of political correctness. I mean, you did a whole show called
I did a years.
And when people say tells it the way it is, the guy lied every day, repeatedly, and the reason why they thought he told it the way it is because he wasn't politically correct. And so when people think they have to parse every word, and I can't think about this, that is what's going to drive people crazy. It's going to further divide culturally this country. But I am so sick of the Republicans using the phrase cancel culture to somehow victimize the Republican Party.
Well, hold on a second, pause there. So accusing the Republicans of using cancel culture to divide when they don't see that they're using cancel culture to do it anyway.
Yeah.
They're just getting called out on their shit. That's what she don't like.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
We're supposed to fall in line, comply, just sit back and take it, you know, when they kick dirt in your face. And you have to kind of be like Judge Judy is famous for saying, don't pee down my leg and tell me it's raining.
Right.
That's the attitude that you have to have with these people.
Yeah. Anything other than you're right, I'm sorry is not, and then it's still not enough. But that's what they want. No. They want you terrified of them. They want you concerned that if you don't agree, you may not be able to feed your family. They want you concerned that, you know, if you don't agree with them, you may be harassed for 6 months, a year, 2 years on end. You know, you may not want to have it broadcast that you are being, you know, that you're falsely accused of being a racist or a Nazi or whatever ism they want to throw to the end of it. It's just absolutely sick. And I am sorry. I am so beyond disgusted that this is a ex-senator. This is a representative of the United States of America getting up on public channel like this and saying such disgusting bullshit lies.
And it's talking points. It's the same thing they were trying to pull with when they first canceled Gina. They're like, oh, but it's not really cancel culture. It's like, well, then what the fuck would you call it?
What is it then?
Exactly. And again, and that goes with what Bill's trying to say here, I think, with the whole changing of definitions and the moving of goalposts. But I don't know why he's allowing this bitch to just, I'll fucking say, I don't give a shit. She's a bitch. I can't believe he's allowing this bitch to just walk all over her in this all over him in this segment. Well, he deserves to be called her here.
It's ridiculous. It's like, dude, where's your balls?
Right.
Really?
Right. This guy has been through it as well. I know that he has dealt with people trying to cancel him. How can you sit back there as a human being and listen to that and not say, no, wait a minute. Even if he doesn't like Gina, just, he could have easily said, there's no proof of that. And unless you have some proof, you don't need to say that. He could have just as easily said something along those lines.
Right. He should have jumped in and said, no, wait a minute. Gina's a perfect example of what's wrong here and why people on the other side are saying that this is cancel culture. Because look at this.
Exactly.
He literally did nothing.
Not a damn thing.
And you've got people who want to cancel her, like you said, not just get rid of her on Star Wars, but they want her to be in the gutter. And that's why I keep saying, like, part of that one article wasn't so much it being a hit piece trying to insinuate that she has connections with any kind of mob ties or anything like that, which it was. That was part of its reasoning. The other reasoning was setting up this idea that, oh, she's fine. She's cancelable. She'll live. You know what I mean? It's like, no, but that's not the point. The point is if we allow you to do this to somebody who's clearly innocent and being set up, then who's next?
Right.
Who's not going to have a strong enough voice to speak back?
Exactly. Who's next? They got Gina, Who are they coming for next? Because I assure you it's somebody, because they have to be spreading misery. They have to be. They have to, for some weird reason, it gives them. I have literally looked at like people actually like bragging about, I drove so-and-so to like self-harm. I mean, they're like excited when they drive somebody to that point. It's like a thrill for them, like getting on a roller coaster. Like, I don't know. It's such a sick, it's a disease. These people are sick. They need treatment. And obviously they're not getting it. Because to think that way about any human, even somebody I don't like, I just don't want to have to deal with them. I just don't want them in my space if I don't like you. I wouldn't want you to drive you to the point to where you're literally considering self-harm because you can't feed your family, you can't live, you can't. It's disgusting.
But to wrap one thing, another thing up about this particular senator, it used to be that public servants were happy to serve the public. Now you have these people in Washington who act as if they should be overlords over us. We know better than you. We know much better than you. How dare you think that you're smarter than we are? And that's the attitude that comes off of this chick. Because that's the hubris that she had to come at Gina that way. Considering it's absolutely disgusting. But Bill Maher let her off, let her go ahead and blather all of this because they just feel justified in doing it. It's disgusting, and I have to say, thank God we have the internet and social media for now to push back on this nonsense. So, okay, Tom, I guess you can keep going on this so we can see the rest.
And I realize, Heidi, you were a problem. And I realize, Heidi, you're a recovering senator. But let's not talk about
that was funny.
I like that, recovering senator.
The Senate or the House or anything like that. Let's talk about it differently. David Shore, your previous guest, he was canceled because he tweeted out a link to a Princeton political scientist who happens to be Black, who wrote about the effects of violent versus nonviolent protests in the 1960s on elections. David Shore got fired because of that.
But what?
This is what we're talking
about.
Can
we pause that for a minute?
What?
Wait a minute. So they fired. Let me get this.
That's
straight.
the end of the clip anyway. But
okay, so the guy got fired because he linked to an article that was written by a Black professor explaining the difference between violent and nonviolent protests. Why are you so threatened by that?
Because it breaks the Black Lives Matters narrative.
Yep.
Mhm.
There you go.
Ding, ding,
Yeah.
ding.
Remember, Black Lives Matter. I haven't gotten a check. Where did that money all go?
Yeah, I was going
Disappeared.
to ask
How
you about
many?
that. Where's your reputations? You know, where's your
I didn't
speaking
get
money?
any of that money. All those heifers took that money and absconded because companies, including Disney, gave that organization money. And you notice you haven't had a peep out of Black Lives Matter since.
No,
Yeah,
nor have I seen anything of them helping with this money, doing any good with this money. In fact, I've seen nothing showing where anything good came out of all of this. All it seems to do is be making stuff shittier.
It was a shakedown. That's pretty much what it was.
Exactly what it was.
You would think that there'd be scholarships going on right now beneath that organization. You would think that maybe they would help rebuild some of the businesses that were torn down during the so-called peaceful protest as, giving back, because, that's a thing. That's a thing, and what's crazy, and I'm just going to go there before we move on, is that, I have family and I know a lot of friends in the Indian community there in Minnesota where everything happened down where that one of the first protests happened. And literally they had to, and I was talking to some of my friends and family there, literally the Native community had to go and protect all the Native businesses so they didn't get torn down. And they tore down a Native school.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It really is so disgusting how like I said, this is not just mean people. These are sick people. They are that to be able to do, like she said, they tore down a school. Why? What? Because small children learning, small Native American children learning is somehow offensive to them.
I mean, even to bring it back, they were even burning down Black businesses. A guy who was a security guard, who I think he was actually a veteran, I probably got this wrong, David Dorn, he got killed. It was actually like they caught it on video. And he was trying to protect the business. How many Black businesses got destroyed?
That's the one that Robert Meyer Burnett almost got canceled over.
Yeah.
Pretty much did get canceled over. And that's a great example of that. But no, I love what you got here on the screen right now. Because this is Gina just going like, you know what? Fuck you.
This is how you punch back twice as hard. This is what you do. She says, here we have more of the dehumanizing phase of cancel culture.
Yep.
Repeat lies over and over until the population takes them as truth. False, disturbing, and disgusting language coming from a former U.S. Senator, Heidi Heitkamp. You knew as soon as you said it, you were liable. And that's what I was saying. She knew as soon as it came out of your mouth.
Exactly.
That you were liable. You knew exactly what you said. This wasn't a coincidence.
She started like going and stuttering a little bit. She started like walking back the goalpost a little bit when he questioned her. Like he's like, everybody has their own definition of white supremacist,
like,
so
Republicans, they canceled Dr. Seuss, squirrel,
let's stop talking about Gina, but we'll go ahead and talk about Republicans or whoever else that I can apply this narrative to.
Yes. I'll get off of Gina now and let me start. Let's see, Trump, Republicans. There's got to be somebody else. Who else? Yeah, that's what they do. They
books.
I'm not a lawyer, but I don't know if Gina's listening or not. But I will say this: you know this now, Gina, by saying this, that this woman is basically she committed libel or slander, actually, because it was in
slander.
Slander.
Go after her, get her, because then when you open that door, that's the thing, is then you can go after everybody else, because the fact that she's saying this proves that what Disney did to you, or by canceling you or firing you, however you want to put it in their terms, caused this narrative to be generated out there. And obviously it's a false narrative. And that's the whole point in the core of libel and slanderous cases, is what caused it in the first place, and that's how you go down the line. But again, Gina's a better person than that too. I know that. I don't think she will. But I think she should in this case.
I think she should. I think everybody who has this happen to them, just like that little boy that they attacked because he was wearing the Trump hat. He went through, he's like a 15-year-old kid that went through all of that.
Nicholas Sandman. Yeah, they went after
and that's what they do. We have to, and the problem is that they are not being held accountable for this shit. If we start to make them accountable and taking them to court and making them pay for these stupid fucking comments, maybe eventually they will be as scared of us as we are of them, because we don't want to get canceled, but they're not going to want to spend all this money over a stupid fucking comment. I think Gina needs to go sue the ever living shit out of them and then go and retire and enjoy the rest of your life on this bitch's dime. That's what I think.
I totally agree with that, because you need to make it hurt for these people.
She'll file bankruptcy and Gina won't see it.
No,
that's a heifer move. They probably will too. But the discovery phase will be pretty freaking fun. I know that.
Right?
I learned that from LA Law. So any last thoughts about this story besides, Gina, I'm so glad you punched back, tweeting back at this. I don't know. It's not a surprise because you're a fighter, and that's what we expect. Yep. Exactly. Because these people need to freaking realize they can't do this crap and just get away with it. Make them think before they even have that come out of their mouth.
Exactly. Exactly.
Well, and you're right on this, Monkey Jeebus, but the difference is it got out in the press and they didn't say anything. They didn't get behind it. And wasn't that one of the questions that Bob Chapek dodged anyway?
Yeah, so he dodged it.
He didn't even attempt to answer that question. That was the most half-ass answer I've ever heard in my life.
All right, that's where they took accountability, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sometimes actions speak louder than words, and when he can't fulfill the question and he stumbles, that's part of actions. That's reality. He's sharing that his lawyers probably said don't answer it, and he didn't have anything in front of him, because I went through communications, and when you don't have nothing else to say or think and you don't have a script in front of you, you're going to stumble with the uhs and ums and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's why I did the whole kumbaya, let's all live in a perfect world and all that crap.
And I know that's not the type of fighting that Gina does. So, I mean, I get that, and I don't blame her for not taking that route. But at the same time, it's gotten to that point where sooner or later, somebody's got to push back.
Yeah.
It's not going to end. That's the thing. I mean, unless they start putting them in places where they, can't get out of, like courtroom, this shit's not going to end. It's just going to continue, and they feel more empowered every time it happens.
Every single time it happens, they feel like they're justified. They were right in their decision. Everybody agrees with me, so I must be right. I mean, that's until they start being held accountable for their actions, they're going to keep this is going to continue, unfortunately.
They need to use the process to basically put the fear of God in them about doing this. Not to mean that it necessarily has to proceed to court, but actions that show we are not playing with you people when you pull crap like this. Because if you don't, they feel emboldened to keep pushing this crap. And next thing, it's going to be on the next person who maybe isn't able to fight back as well.
Not only that, in the comment where they pointed out that her contract hadn't been renewed or whatever, they didn't leave it at the first part. They added that extra shit.
Exactly. They went overboard.
That what could get them in trouble, if you ask me.
But what's interesting is that when you look at everything right now for the Mandalorian, this is kind of topic still, is that a lot of contracts haven't been renewed or hasn't been expanded on yet for any of them. So they probably just said that to make her look even worse, even though like Pedro and all them, their contracts haven't been renewed either.
Well, and that's what I was hearing ahead of time anyway, before she got fired. If you guys will recall, that's what I was hearing, was that nobody's contracts were signed yet. And that was kind of what I was hearing, was that they might try to pull this. And then I just couldn't believe they would, but they did, because I thought Gina was just too important to the franchise.
See, that's what I thought. They were stuck with her. I knew they wanted her gone, but I honestly thought, because we love Gina. everybody loved Gina. So I mean, like I liked her more than Pedro. She was the star to me. Her and the Baby Yoda. You know, I mean, he was outdone by Pedro. Got outdone by a puppet. I mean,
exactly.
Let's be honest here.
Exactly.
He was a non character to me, really. I cared about the other Mandalorians that showed up that had the boobs that drove people crazy, and I was more into them.
Yeah, boob armor.
Like, oh my God,
clutch your damn pearls on that one.
Oh Lord. They're such a mess over there. They're such a mess right now. It's like, you know, they don't know which way is up or down right now. And and you know, I know we're going to be segue into Obi Wan.
But Lucasfilm can't find their ass in the dark with two hands.
No, they don't. They don't know whether to wind their ass or scratch their watch. They're just running around in fucking circles over there. They have no clue what they're doing.
None.
There is nothing. There is nobody there that knows what they're doing. I think everybody just walks in.
There's a couple people that know that exactly what they're fucking doing.
Yeah, but what they're doing is fucking evil. So they don't.
It is, and you're right. It's Kathleen Kennedy and Pablo Hidalgo. Those are the two people that are behind this thing. Mainly Pablo Hidalgo. I know we give Kathleen Kennedy a lot of shit, but the other head of the serpent is him. And I got more than enough reason to believe that.
Yeah, he's this dude.
He's the one who's pulling most of the strings on a daily basis.
How? He's a little whiner that bitches about having to wear his uniform to work.
Here's the thing. He's a little whiner who's got connections.
Oh, Jesus.
Here's the thing. A lot of people don't realize there's a lot of crap that goes on back channel on social media and Twitter with people making connections and information that gets traded. So he may look whatever, but trust me, you know, he's got his lieutenants working for him.
And that's why I'm not so convinced that Filoni's innocent in this whole matter either.
Oh no, I'm not convinced either. I think we might be in the minority. Because the minute you say Filoni, you know, talk about that, you know, there are people that go crazy.
And I know you and I personally have, you know, had our disagreements in the past about the whole Civil War / Cold War, whatever you want to call it, going on. But he's one that I say is there is stuff going on, but he's a fucking little rat. He's just there to further his own fucking agenda.
He did that with George. He did that with George.
Yeah.
It started with George, and he's all about himself. That's all. He's all about himself. And I wouldn't be surprised if he's one of them that has been, you know, like ratting on her. And that's my speculation, but I don't trust him in that factor at all.
Exactly. No, I don't trust him.
No, especially that event he did, that women's IT event.
Yes.
I didn't know jack about Filoni before, didn't even care. But looking at that and seeing how he was acting at that, I'm like, something ain't right about that.
Yeah, and Favreau is too reliant on him. That's a problem.
Favreau, he came into something that he probably wasn't even prepared for, literally. And you know, he knows how to handle lore, but he knows how to handle it differently than how Star Wars handles it, you know. And Filoni has proven that he doesn't even know how to handle lore within the Star Wars own context. So
no, it's just whatever.
Leading the blind.
Well, Filoni is more about his agenda.
Exactly.
And I've learned that. And I know you're right, Alora. Some people are giving pushback on that, but I think it's true. I think that the things are starting to show. And that's where I think that Kathleen Kennedy and mostly Pablo Hidalgo knew exactly how to sabotage everything and anything coming forward. And that was to pull that pin, get rid of Gina. And now we're seeing it in action. Now, instead of season 3 of Mandalorian being next in line like it was supposed to, Obi Wan Kenobi is. And that was one of KK's little babies. But we'll get into that. But we got some super chats to get to first.
Yes, let's get to these super chats so we can move on.
Absolutely. So, Mandy, why don't you kick us off with Christian Corralejo?
All right. So, Christian Corralejo for $5. Thank you so much, LaBug. In other news, Godzilla vs. Kong director is writing for a movie reboot of Thundercats. From the Deadline article, he actually sounds like an actual fan.
I read that article.
That might be cool.
It might be cool, especially to erase the memory of Thundercats Roar, that abomination. So, hopefully this goes off, and hopefully it comes out right. But yeah, the guy who wrote it seemed to just love it. Which one?
The Thundercats, what this about the super chat, the Thundercats, because I was a huge fan of Thundercats growing up. I've been so like engrossed in homework and getting crap done. Some of the pop cultures I missed out on, like events and stuff. And so I miss that. And if that is if it does get rebooted, then I'll be happy.
Yeah.
Well, this is coming right off the hype. So I believe this is probably the thing that they knew that they were. I heard some rumblings about this, and this makes it real. So yeah, if there's probably somebody who can handle it, it's this dude. So
okay, we shall see. I don't like the current rendition of Thundercats. It's an abomination.
That ain't Thundercats.
How it was recreated and everything, and how she looks different and all that. I mean, all these characters that they reboot, they look totally opposite from what I knew of them growing up.
It's that damn Tumblr
art. Kong versus Godzilla is just ripping it up at the box office overseas. It hasn't come out here till Wednesday, but so far the reviews have been good. And I have a feeling like this guy might handle it pretty. Like if you've just seen the trailers for Kong versus Godzilla, that shit's eye candy, man. I mean, come on.
Right? Yeah, it is. I'm excited. I'm gonna be going to the theater.
I'm going to the theater Friday, and I'm going to see it in my house on Wednesday. I can't.
Nice. Sounds like a good deal.
Yes, I cannot wait. Lugnut 6 for $5. Thank you so very much to Mandy, Lorena, and OG Star Wars Legends Gal. 3 beautiful, dreamy diamonds, and their bodyguard Tom. Salute.
How you doing?
How you doing? All right, Stephanie Littlepage, $5. Hello, Stephanie Littlepage. I hope you're doing well. Hi, ladies and Tom. And a certain former senator is setting herself up for the mother of all slander suits, if you ask me. Yes, I agree. She should, pick up on that video. She needs to clip it. She does, seriously, because even, as soon as they erase it, she might not get it, but I'm pretty sure it's the internet. It's still out there. Just George's interview at Harlem School. They took it down. It may have been because of Disney Lucasfilm or the school or the combination of both, because the attention going back to the school with, what Disney Lucasfilm is doing to the IP now. But I have the video. I saved the video.
So you're not alone. I think a lot of us did, but yeah.
We did.
If anybody did, OG saved that.
Yeah, I have it saved. I'm going to clip it and everything. But yeah, and then we also did a live stream. I did a live stream about that because I thought that was hilarious, because it went into diversity. It went into George's thoughts about the whole lore right now that's going on and all that. And I'm like, this is golden. This is a golden nugget. And, I kind of expected it to be taken down, whether it was school protecting its students because of the backlash Disney Lucasfilm is creating, or even from Disney Lucasfilm wishes. So all of that. So
yeah, we got it. Stuff doesn't disappear off the internet for good. It sticks around to haunt you.
Somebody archived that somewhere.
Yeah. So Sean the Movie Myth 71, thank you so much, Love Bug, for $5. Hello, you beautiful ladies, and Tom. Okay, Celebrity Deathmatch number 4. I'm excited. Ooh. The Great AZ and Tom Connors versus Pablo Hidalgo and Rain Johnson. Who's your money on? Oh gosh, Az and Tom would freaking kill him.
Heck yeah.
Az would eat his balls off.
No question.
Yeah, no question. I would pay big bucks for that fight too.
The Roundhead Johnson, that's a huge target in itself right there.
Right?
That scene in Step Brothers, like he ate a dick in international waters.
Oh,
I seen him do it. Like that'd be Az.
Oh my.
Oh Lord.
Oh my. Okay.
There we go.
Oliver Klossoff for $5. Thank you so very much for that. The former senator made me so angry. What was the point of her vitriol? To score woke points. And signal to her handlers that, hey, I'm down with, trashing Gina Carano. That's the line. That's the instruction. That's what we're supposed to do. So that's exactly what the point was.
Exactly. And all right. So Lord Trinan at $10. Well, thank you for joining us, Lord. Just yesterday, I was arguing with someone that Nazi has been overused to the point that it's meaningless. They just denied it without offering a counter argument. That's what people do these days, is that they do deny without counterpoints. And then when you offer the counterpoint to them, then, they scream, "Ree!" And then they say, "Oh, it's it doesn't make sense," or you're assuming shit. That's what I got all day today. Is you're just assuming lore that you don't know lore. You're just assuming it's your headcanon. I was like, oh Lord, here we go. Anyways,
get the popcorn and watch Laura go.
They said headcanon, really?
Yeah, it was my headcanon. I don't know the lore, and I was assuming.
That's one of their favorites.
And I'll have a very important question for you guys once we get into the Obi Wan Kenobi series or the Kenobi series. Yeah, so I'll be approaching what. A question for everybody in chat. It was like talking to a wall. Yep, that's what it is. And they straw man, or no, actually they were gaslighting me. Gaslighting, but usually straw man, moving the goalposts, or gaslighting. That's what they do when they can't counter you.
Yeah, because they don't really care. They're not really trying to prove a point. They're not really trying to do anything. They are just trying to cause hate and discontent. That's really the only thing they're doing. They're bored, and look, here's somebody who likes Star Wars. Let me go fuck with her for a while. That's all it is.
Yeah. Tom, you could speak if you need to.
Yeah.
I saw Tom pop in. I'm like, yeah.
You have permission to speak, sir.
Here's some more dumb fuckery out of Star Wars.
What?
Fandom declares an end to dead naming actors on Star Wars Wikipedia and all other fans.
Yeah, I seen that. I was gonna share it in chat and then I got busy.
What the hell is this?
Dead naming is okay. Do we have to get into this whole thing?
I don't know what it means. What is
okay? It's like continually referring to Elliot Page as Ellen, even though her dead name would be Ellen, or his dead name would be Ellen. Sorry. Does that make sense now?
Like using the people's new names as a transition?
Yeah, you're supposed to only use the new names. So from now on, motherfuckers can only call me Badass Mofo.
So he's that's announcement. Everybody, he's transitioning.
Oh God, CBR. Why am I not?
That's
surprised?
right. My new name, Badass Mofo, at all times must call me that.
Make sure you put it on a wallet.
Have there been a lot of actors within Star Wars that this is happening with? Are there a lot of transitioning actors?
Okay, so what's happening is Wikipedia basically is using these authors' names, like their true names, like the ones that are trans, instead of their new name. And, when it comes to changing your name, you have to go through some legal documentations. My stepsister, my dad adopted my stepsister as his own and gave her our last name. And so until it was official, she still had to use her current name. Now, they're skipping that process and saying, I am now this person here. You must call me that. Well, not everybody's going to know. If it's not legally on the book, then they're going to go and use the original name. And so that's what Wikipedia was doing, was using the original name. And plus they were worried about doxing someone. They were afraid that if they did that, they would end up doxing someone. So there's a lot of little legalese that was going on behind it. And they still were mad and saying that Wikipedia and basically Wikipedia is not just one editor. I can go and edit Wikipedia. It's like IMBD. You can go and
right.
And so they had this big old huge, transphobic campaign against Wikipedia. So
it just gets stupider and stupider.
It's idiocracy.
Now, like I had a friend, he's trans, but he's one of those that is hermaphrodite, to where has both, but his predominant is female. And so he's trying to transition to that and stuff. And we still call him by his regular name. And he's like, I'm thinking of changing my name or not, but if you like Jace, I'll still answer to that. And so you can't know that on everybody's account on what they're going to go with, unless you know them personally. And to be offended by someone calling you by your original name by accident or whatever, that's just too much work and too much drama to me, and too much, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. You know, I get like the renaming. Native Americans, we had renaming ceremonies at one point in our life. Like sometimes someone can go through 3 names depending on their accomplishments in life. Like Sitting Bull, his real name was Slow. And then he accomplished himself as a leader and he got renamed to Sitting Bull. So, you know, but that's sticky. That's sticky grounds how they're handling this within the trans community, where they're making it such a big issue. And it's kind of off-putting to everybody. So there you go.
I want a new name. Can I just pick one now and demand everybody here call me it?
Oh, let's hear it. What do you want?
I don't know. Now I got to spend time on this. Is an important decision. This is my name.
It is.
This is what you people will have to call me from now on. I think something with princess in it, though. I like the feel of princess something. So we'll see. We'll see what I come up with.
Princess Awesome Sauce.
Yes, that's my new name, and that's. I'm gonna get all pissy and butthurt if y'all don't call me that.
I'm so super straight. I can't believe it.
Super straight. Okay, where do we leave off at? I don't remember. The John Beck. I think that's you, Mandy.
Okay. The John Beck for $5. Thank you so much, Lovebug. Lorena isn't one. Unsub. Good God, that senator is crazy. And Bill Mayer lost some anti-cancel culture credibility for not calling her out. Yes.
Yeah. He punked out.
He acted like a bitch. He did.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Valiant Renegade for $9.99. Thank you so much for that. Senator Nobody, whose voters decided to kick her out less than halfway through her first term, and whose husband might actually have a better sexual relationship with Pornhub than that.
What?
She didn't even make it the full term?
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that. I thought she was just a one term. I didn't know she couldn't even make it.
No wonder she's so salty. She couldn't get all of that senator money.
There was someone in the chat earlier who seems to have said that she's been around for a while, just trying to go wherever the wind blows. And so she's obviously the true definition of a politician, it sounds like to me.
Right. So not only is she's a bitch, she's also a grifter. Okay, great. Yeah. Wonderful.
Yeah, but don't call her that though. She just might might just explode.
Oh, I want to see that. Do it.
Now I want to. I didn't want to at first, but now I do.
No. She made it the full first term. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gotcha. No, it's funny. I would have thought it was funnier if she'd been canceled. Couldn't even make it through this term. I mean,
that's dang. How did that happen?
Yeah, because typically once they get in there, they're there. They ain't going nowhere.
So. You would think
money.
You would think somebody who's a politician who's literally getting voted in on, like popularity contests would understand cancel culture a little bit better.
I would think so.
You would think at least.
You would think, right?
But they don't have that in Hogwarts, and that's where she's from.
Yeah.
So they don't have it
here. That's true.
Doesn't happen in Hogwarts, and I hate that. I don't want
and thank you.
All right.
Okay, let's see.
Okay, we're on Brett Cohen. Australian $2. Best new reality show ever, America Itself. You know what? Did you notice when the reality show era started coming about is when we started going downhill? Have you noticed that?
That's partially true. It is true, but you know what? I want this show canceled now.
Okay.
I don't want to admit it because I watch all of that trash TV. I'm really yes. I was right there for flavor of love. Right?
Oh wait! I love New York.
I love New York. Oh my gosh. Pootie done threw himself down the stairs because he was ducking into Repo Man.
My favorite 90 Day Fiance, which I just saw the finale today when I was watching it. But yeah, I think it did between reality TV when it used to be just a joke. And it's oh my God,
and talk shows
act like that.
Jerry Springer.
Yeah. I used to watch Jerry Springer. That was some cheap entertainment.
Yes, it was.
I
didn't say nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, my buddy calls me up one day. He's like, "Hey, you want to go to New York?" I'm like, "What?" "Yeah, we could go to New York for free and get put up in a hotel and make $200 a piece and be on Jerry Springer. I just have to say I slept with your girlfriend."
Oh,
Did you do it?
No.
Why?
I was the holdout. I just didn't want. I know. I'm like, no, because that shit's forever, and some people are stupid enough to think it's real.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm just like, it's not worth it for me. I can't sell my soul and my fucking dignity for that. Fuck that noise.
No, I can understand that. I wouldn't have done it either. I just
no. If it was his girlfriend, it'd been a totally different story.
Yeah. And then one thing that we watched a little bit for reality TV was Dance Moms, but you got to realize too, because the studio where you know my family has gone to or it goes to the dance studio, we were asked to be a part of that. But the thing is that everything's fake. They want you to act like you have, you know, jealousy between dancers or between moms or between teachers and all that to create the drama that they want to see in a reality TV show.
Right.
So, so it's not exactly, you know, all true either.
No,
so.
It's scripted. Like I tell people, the original reality TV is Cops.
Oh yeah, that's fun. Bad boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
Now, frag off. This is not true at all. I did not sleep with 4 women in the White House. It was a White House, but it wasn't the White House.
Oh Lord.
Get the facts right. Facts are important. Facts are important.
Don't care about your feelings.
Get the story straight. Let's see. Mandy, are you up from Larry?
I thought
it was only 3 at the same time, not 4.
No, I knew it. From Larry, this is for toxic femininity. Ladies, YouTube won't let me super chat. Tell the ladies I love them and their channels. Tom is great too. Best wishes. Larry.
Thank
you. I mean, come on, seriously, look at that. 4 women, that's just way too many to have to like fucking satisfy. That's
oh my God, he keeps coming in between us.
That's because you're not applying yourself, Tom.
3 is like the maximum number you can handle.
I don't want to hear this talk out of you, Tom. You can
this
do
is why. See,
your mind to.
2 gang up on you and you're done. See, that's the problem.
I didn't need that picture.
I know.
God.
And then he just disappears back into
I'm okay with it.
He does to throw us off.
All right, everybody. Hope you enjoyed that laugh, you know, from Tom.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoyed that.
Let's see.
All right.
So, okay. I guess I'm me. Hillis Mallory for $2. Thank you so much for that. The road to hell is paved with good intentions.
Yep.
So it said on the brochure. Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly. I do question though, in their mind, do they really think they're doing good? Like, because I can understand it. Like, okay, I get with like the best example, Scientologists. All of those people, I don't agree. I don't agree with it, but all of them truly believe what they believe. They're saving the world, right? They genuinely are good people that feel like they're doing something good, right? That ain't what these people are doing. They know exactly what they're doing, and they're acting like fucking crazy people and ruining people's careers.
Well, look at Star Wars. Palpatine was making convincing Anakin that what he's doing was good, and look what happened with that.
But then you get these people who they're so stuck in that whole, I will call it a cult, that they think they are doing good. They're brainwashed into thinking that it is their job to protect you from bad people with bad opinions. And, you know, they're doing God's work by doing it. They're effed up by thinking that. But
God forbid, though, that, you know, they feel that you're the victim they're protecting and you don't meet their same demeanor or verbiage or anything like that. Then you're the bad person. Then they turn on you. So see how that goes?
Right. Bless their hearts. They're just all kinds of fucked up, ain't they?
Yes, they are.
I love that Mandy said bless their hearts.
Bless their hearts.
You know, that's a Southern curse. You know that, right?
I can hear the iced tea glass rattle when you say that. Bless their heart.
They can't get it right.
Wait, I have to hold up my mason jar while I say that.
Bless there you go. we have a few mason jars. I love them. All right. Jay Ice. Ice, ice, baby. Okay, how to do that? $5. Thank you so much for being with us. Lorena is unfolding that Disney conspiracy. Keep up the good work. Yes.
Oh, thank
She's so
you.
lucky that she has the stock and she can listen in, because then she gets first account on some of the BS and the BS that they can't respond to, because then it puts them on the spot. And they can't have themselves look bad. But even without even stuttering and doing and not be able to answer a question, that speaks in itself.
It sounds like when my kid does something wrong and I'm like, who did this? And they're sitting there
looking at each other.
Looking at each other. And yeah, that's what it reminds me of. It's very,
and they're hitting themselves in the back. You say it. No, you say it. No, you say it.
Yeah, no, you do it. You do it. You do it. You tell her. You tell her. Yeah.
But yeah, I'll keep pushing that, because Disney is not the company now that I grew up with and I fell in love with years ago. And I feel some kind of way about that, which is pissed off. So yeah, I'm going to continue to keep uncovering that stuff.
Oh yeah, I hear you.
We salute you.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's see. I think Mandy's next.
Oh, it's me? Okay. Creepy for a $5. Thank you so much. I followed you, Tom, after Gina's stream with the quartering. Salute y'all ladies. The show is full of lovely voices and views. Keep up the great work. Oh, thank you.
I'm holding up a heart with my hand. So
you guys are awesome. I love you guys. You guys are great. Okay, Mr. Tickle Trunk, one of my favorite names there for handle.
It's always fun to read that name, Mr. Tickle Trunk. I love it.
$5 Canadian. I don't think Bill Maher knows enough to push back. Also, did you see Gina's post on the clip? She had a few choice words. A couple choice words. Yeah, we did see that.
Super chat came in before we did it, but yeah.
I think it did. And I think Bill Maher knows enough to push back on somebody calling someone a Nazi and not pushing back and saying, what exactly do you mean by that?
Yeah, even if he didn't know about it, the simple fact there was somebody sitting there in front of him calling somebody these names, to not at least say, why do you say that? What brought you to that conclusion? Why? And at least force him to explain. I mean, he wouldn't have been able to, or she wouldn't have been able to. She would have been running around in circle with the doing that shit. But at the same time, at least force them to answer for it. Yeah, I don't agree with how he handled that. I thought he did a half-ass job, basically.
Exactly.
All right, so we are on Stephen Oten, $5. Thank you again for the super chat. Gina, Trump, Dr. Seuss, Republicans. Did she leave anyone out? My patience with these people are at an end.
Did she leave anybody out? Who else is? She hit almost everything.
She hit a lot of key points there.
She did.
She had her checkbox next to her and she's checking them off.
Yeah. Just she had a list of, I don't like these 3 or 4 things. So anything they say negative, God, it was hot outside today. Gina. Man, the dog pissed in the floor earlier. Dr. Seuss, that's what she did. She was just naming Trump. And she reminds me of Brick.
I'm tired of hearing this Trump.
I am too.
Now he's not relevant anymore.
He's not in office. Build a bridge and get over it.
Yeah, I think somebody in the chat, when I said I didn't even know where he was at, somebody said, "Oh, he's playing golf, maybe." All right, well, that's let the dude go play golf. He's done.
Oh my gosh!
Let him go get a birdie.
Okay. Let's see. Who's next? Is it?
It's Mandy.
Mandy.
It's me.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Hillis and Mallory for $10. Thank you so much. So good to see you here tonight. If she doesn't like the term cancel culture, what term would you put forth for this phenomena? She can't say that it is it happening? which is her premise. No, nothing like that is happening. Yeah, it's the nothing to see here, nothing to see. I'm not affiliated with ABC that works with Disney, as I should sit here and shit talk Gina. Nothing. That's what they're doing. Yeah, I don't know what term they want you to think that there is no cancel culture, that, you know, this is this is evil people being punished, not cancel culture. So that's the narrative they're trying to run.
And like
whatever happened to let God judge you? You know, we can't judge, let God judge you. I remember hearing that when I was growing up. You can't really judge people, let God do that, blah, 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 blah. Now they're like, let's go ahead and cancel it. But
they're the judge, jury, and executioner.
Absolutely.
They have signed themselves up for all of those roles.
They think that they have the power to do that because, you know, if you have wrongthink, we have to fix that.
We have to correct you.
You got to push back. Don't pee down my leg and tell me it's raining. No, not doing that.
Like, you know, even with, you know, talking it out and stuff, that's a rarity these days.
Yeah. God forbid you should have intelligent discourse, you know, civil discourse with someone.
No, of course not.
Ridiculous. So we have Deranged Lunatic for a 99-cent super chat. Thank you so much. 3 red hearts of differing sizes.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks so much for that.
All right. So Lord trending at $5. Lawsuits need to keep flying and not stop flying. The only thing stopping them is that the average person can't afford it. But Gina can. Fight, Gina. Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Fight. You know, if they're in front of you, do it. Take the video, you know, talk to your lawyers, whatever you need to do. You are now part of a very smart crew over there in Daily Wire. One of them can probably help point you in the right direction, because I know a lot of them had been attacked either physically or even online and stuff. So yeah,
I hope she does. I think Tom's right. I don't think she will. But that is what I would, if I could choose for her, I would have her go out and fight. She's a fighter. She's got the money. She could actually probably get some really freaking good lawyers. And this could set a precedent within the United States judicial system in how they handle this kind of thing going forward, which could possibly make people a little bit more careful about just spouting out nonsense that is not true. Maybe make some of these journalists and people actually do their fucking job and research shit instead of just running wild with what they say, harming people.
Yeah, so. Better call Saul. Let me put that.
Right.
Let's see, where are we? Okay. That me?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's you.
Carrie Malone for $5. Thank you so much for that. BLM equals Bill's lost manhood.
Oh my. Oh no.
Show ladies and talk.
Thank you very much.
Comment.
Bill's lost manhood.
Oh, that's a good
one. Oh God. Okay.
All right. Willie Wordwood at $2. Gina needs to sue the lady, then make out with me. Oh, yeah. My cursor was over the with, and I thought it said make out with me. And I'm like, what? But it's with me.
Oh, that's one. Okay.
Well, enjoy yourself. We all have to have expectations, right?
It's good to
have
goals,
that celebrity crush. Yeah, we all have celebrity crushes. We all do. I don't care who you are.
Yeah, it's true.
Right.
Very, very true. Oliver Klosoff, I think I did it right that time, for $2. Thank you so much. I hope Miss Serrano sues the former senator. Yeah. Same here. I see a lot of you agree that that's kind of what we all would like. Again, Gina is a very, very, very incredibly kind-hearted woman, which is why it's so disgusting that she got canceled when her whole platform was used for love and unity and respect for other humans and different ideas. And so I don't know if it is in her character to actually go that route. But if so, I would donate. I would donate a good portion to her legal fund if she ever started one. I want somebody who can to make there be a consequence for this, because most of us can't make people see. It's going to take the bigger guys to get out there and be like, okay, no, fuck you. We're done with this. We're not doing it.
Correct. Have somebody make a little visit.
Exactly.
So we have Marek Barzik. I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong, and I don't know the monetary denomination.
So that's
25
Willy Billies.
Willy Billies. Okay, I'll use Mandy's term, Willy Billies. Seeing what was said about Gina on Mars show is enraging, especially when my grandfather fought with real you-know-who. You sound like me. That was exactly how angry I was, because my grandfather fought the real you-know-who. So it's God, they're just so cavalier about that, and people have forgotten history. It's like, go back and see what they really were.
They don't respect the fact that we had thousands of American men that went out there and died to give them the freedom that they now enjoy, so they can sit there and cancel people, and they don't appreciate what the Jewish community went through during that. They have no empathy. They have no care. They don't respect the situation. They don't respect history. They don't respect themselves.
The irony through this all is that they got mad for her saying, if we don't, learn from our past history, we can end up the same. So they see that they went ahead and took that out of context to what she was sharing and said, that she's talking against the Holocaust and, the Nazis and all that. But then they use that very word to call her one.
Exactly.
Exactly. That's so huge irony or hypocrisy, however you want to coin it. They don't understand the context of what they're thinking and they're doing.
Yeah, it's exactly the most hypocritical thing I've probably ever seen in my life.
Exactly. Okay, where are we now? Hey, Felix, Valerie.
I think it's mine now.
That shirt is awesome.
I'm big again. Well, let's stand up and remind everybody to check out this amazing Amber Tart shirt that you guys can get by an amazing artist. Go and get this shirt, you guys. It is so comfy, and y'all will love it.
Yes.
Woo, I'm pretty sure they love it.
Turd on it.
It does. It's got a little tiny turd right there, and it's cute.
Yes. All right.
OJ.
So I believe it's me next with Captain Robert April at $5. Thank you so much for the super chat. The last sentence in Gina's tweet indicates she's gonna sue Heidi into oblivion.
Something's gonna pop off.
Yeah, exactly. Because she's already accusing her of, she said libel, but it's basically slander or whatever. But it sounds like, she's recognizing what's going on. And I'm pretty sure she's not going to really say what she's going to do, to keep things more in a.
Yeah, that would make sense.
That wouldn't compromise what's going down either. So, yeah.
Let's just cross our fingers and hope that is what she is going to do. But I got that same vibe. And I do know Gina is a fighter, and I got the same vibe with the, you knew as soon as you said it, you were liable. So I'm hoping she's going to take that, and I hope she is on the phone. Oh, so sweet. I hope she's on the phone with her lawyer right now, trying to figure out how to, pin this bitch to the wall. So,
okay. All right, let's keep pushing through these super chats here so we can get to our next topic. So who did we leave off with?
We left off with This Is It, Is This. Yeah.
So we got Captain Robert April.
We got Captain Robert.
That's a tongue one. His, or I don't know. It's yours. It is yours.
Thank you.
So is that for you, Mandy?
Oh, wait, I just did the last one, didn't I?
No.
Sorry. Okay, This Is It. This. That is a tongue-tie name, good sir, for $5. Thank you so much. Of course, that one would have been on me. I'm still sad that Jim David sold Garfield the cat rights to Viacom. Did they really? Does Viacom own Garfield now?
Yeah.
Really?
That's kind of upsetting there.
Really? Son of a. That's unfortunate.
I don't like that. I don't
either.
Garfield
I don't either.
Has always, like, any like newspaper comic strips and all that. Garfield was my absolute favorite. I even bought a little strip comic book of his and everything.
Let's be fair. Garfield hasn't been funny for like 15 years anyway.
I haven't read him in a while, but growing up, he has been.
He was, but then
they had the movies and I kind of forgot he was there. But
what, David? Are they doing the farm animals too? At least, are they still doing that show? Because you remember they had Garfield and Friends, and
Garfield and Friends and all them. Yeah.
I remember
that. Was I like
I
the
don't know if we still do them or not, but like, to me, like when Lorenzo Music died, they just you couldn't. Bill Murray was okay voice, but after that, they just haven't been able to nail it.
Can't do it. Yeah.
All right. So we have, and oh my gosh. Okay. So the John Beck for $2. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Tom's nickname can be BAMF for short. Badass motherfather for short.
I do got a lot. I got a wallet that says bad motherfucker on it. So there you go.
Do you really?
Oh, yeah.
That's badass right there.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
Okay, we have Stephen Otten next.
Yeah, Stephen Otten at $2. Am I the only one getting a headache? I hope you're. Well, there was a lot. There's a lot of cringe in this. What we shared, and I'm sorry to say we're gonna go more into it.
Yeah, we're not done yet.
Grab your soda, your popcorn, maybe some coffee. Since you guys know I love my coffee chat stuff, because we are gonna get into some Star Wars lore and business dealing with Kenobi soon.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. So,
Yes.
Mandy for the John Beck.
Yeah, John Beck for $5. Thank you so much, Lovebug. Norman the Conqueror was Norman the Illegitimate before he kicked so much ass the insulters had to stop. Boom.
Ooh, there you go.
Nice.
I like that. Storyman Jack for $4.99. Thank you so much, sir. Sorry I'm late. Just finished writing stream. Oh, you do not have to apologize for being late.
Yeah, and thank you for coming in. That's all that counts. You came in.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you. Okay. Spike and Madness. That's you, Alora.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I keep on forgetting. I'm next after you. I'm like,
we're chicken man.
Madness, $2. Hail Princess. Awesome sauce. That's you, man.
They're using it my name. Thank you.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it.
Yes. Let's see here. Stephen Otten for $2. Thank you so much, Stephen. I am not affiliated with Pornhub. Honest. Yeah. Okay.
We'll take your word for it. We'll take your word for it.
Nino, no judgment.
Nah. Nino Morochi for a 99-cent super chat. No message. Thank you so very much for supporting us.
Thank you. And then we have Valiant Renegade at $5. Just to be clear, Heidi served one full term, but her poll numbers started tanking halfway through once she started showing true colors. Fate was sealed. That's what they do. They okay. So I'm going to give this history. I always tell my people, you know what? We have all these senators, presidents always promising that they're going to do something for the Native communities. They go visit our reservations. They said they're going to honor treaties. Bullshit. That's all bullshit. They're just trying to get your vote. They have never done that. Never.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's called being a politician.
Right.
Correct.
And you guys may have gotten this, and I apologize if you did, but did you see the one that was from Larry? It was actually PayPal thing. It says, "This is for toxic femininity, ladies."
I did. Yeah, I read it.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. I thought so, but I wanted to double check. Yep.
Yeah, we read it. Sometimes for some reason YouTube won't let certain folks super.
I know. It's so weird, and we do apologize, and we appreciate so much that you guys go actually out of your way to make sure that you can send it to us by going a different route when YouTube accidentally.
Exactly.
So much love and appreciation for that, you guys.
Thank you so much for doing that. Let's see, where are we? We are at Dad Man Walking.
Yes. Is that me?
Yeah, I think that's
Oh, I keep forgetting where we're at.
That's all right. I got
One
you.
of us will get dropped.
Badman walking 55 for $5. Thank you, Love Bug. Something for all y'all's work tonight. 1.5 hours at gym went quickly listening here. All boxes checked off. Tom should pay you more. Oh, yay. And you were at the gym again.
Thank you.
I hope today was not leg day.
Oh Lord, no.
Oh,
I know what
those are
that's like.
bad.
Oh, you
But don't
hardly
forget
are-
to
use the
squat.
restroom. No.
I know. It's just like, oh God, I don't want to move. I don't want to move. I want to move.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
You'll have to
It's
get
so
up,
bad
you'll
on
have to
leg day.
squat, you'll have to bend down. No.
I know.
But you know, the award, like how you look afterwards of doing it, like continuously, is a great payoff. But getting it done and having the, you know, the DOM set in is a pain in the butt.
Yes.
I just want Jason Momoa to take me to my car after the leg day because I can't walk straight out of the freaking.
I hear you.
Oh, why did I park so freaking far?
Oh my God. I don't know if you guys know the character Quinlan Vos from Star Wars, but he's like that rugged kind of guy with musculars and stuff. If they ever did a movie about Quinlan Vos, like outside of Disney Star Wars and did true to his character, Jason Momoa would make a great Quinlan Vos. I think you guys would watch it too. He is like one of the sexiest guys in Star Wars that
I gotta read whatever book he's in, and I'll put it like that.
I'll send you some pictures of him, of Quinlan Vos. He's one of those rough-neck, rugged-looking guys that are muscular or has. Okay. I'm going off topic here, but go ahead. Let's continue.
Okay. So, Valiant Renegade for $5. Thank you so very much for that. I think Bill Maher knew damn well Heidi walked herself into a legally actionable position and he was jumping clear of it so as not to be subpoenaed.
Could be. I bet it was kind of in the heat of the moment, so I don't know if he would have had enough time to go through that.
I don't think maybe. Well, even if he did know that, him just questioning her for clarification. I mean, the slander didn't come out of his mouth. The slander came out of her mouth.
That's true.
Yeah, he was being clear about that. He's like, clarify for me. But the thing is, like, if it ever does go to court, he will be called in as a witness because it did happen on the show. So there's no beating around that.
Nah, absolutely not.
Yeah. All right. So I have the next one, but Valiant Renegade $4.99. Mandy struggling with Oliver close off. All of her clothes off is just for your money. Love you, Mandy. Don't change.
Girl, don't feel bad, Mandy. I got dinged with that too. I did not get it until the show was halfway over.
I thought if we just put clothes off in there, that people would just be like, oh, clothes off. Okay, I like that. She's taking her clothes. I thought I'd get away with it. Damn it, Valiant Renegade. I know you were going to call me on it.
And the super chat too.
Love you.
Bravo.
Yes. So let's see. I think you're up, Mandy.
It is. So challenge for $1.99. Thank you so much. The war chest we could build would be apocalyptic. Absolutely.
I agree. Oliver clothes off for $2. Thank you so much.
We're all gonna giggle about that one now.
Can't win being on defense. Go offense. That's right. That's right. You need to stop being defensive and just go after them. If they come after you, it's like, what? Where's the receipts at? Receipts will shut the heck up. Can't let them go.
Exactly. Call them on their bullshit.
Exactly. Okay, so CJ Gons to 2004. Sorry if I butchered that. $5. Thank you for joining us and thank you for the super chat. I am not pro-Trump, but even I'm sick of the attacks on him as some boogeyman and the tribalism that comes with it. It's a distraction. It sure is. You know, the thing is, they give tribalism or tribal a bad name. It's more like an echo chamber. Because like I'm just coming from a tribal people, and all humans come from tribes. Even Caucasians once had their own tribes and stuff. They all work together, yes, but they also allowed individuality. So that's just on that, and that's another word that's being used that's taken in a different direction.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Keypoke, Keypoke at $3.95. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I had to see somebody was tricking me again. Why do you all think that the woke crowd or leftized cancel culture exists, but when it benefits them, Governor I can't say his name. You're gonna have to say it. Como is a serious issue.
Mm-hmm.
Rules for thee, not for me.
The reason why I started laughing is because you got all of her clothes off and then key poke, and so my mind went somewhere else.
Right. Same here. It took me a minute. I had to see if that was another one that was like this.
Okay, my mind didn't go there until you pointed it out.
Sorry. That's just me. I just end up going straight to there when it sounds awkward.
I did it too. That's a part of the game that they play. That's a part of how they do things. They can do it, but oh lordy, if you attempt to, oh my gosh, then you're horrible. You're evil. So it's a game. It's another game. It's all games for them. Really, it's like the sickest fucking game ever. But that's what it is. It's a game.
Yeah. They want to pee down your leg and tell you it's raining. Right. That's what they want to do. Oh, excuse me. So Stephanie Little Page sends a $1.49 super sticker. It is a Doomicorn, white unicorn with rainbow hair. Oh my gosh, last one, and I think we are caught up. Go ahead, Laura.
Okay, Willie Woodward at $5. The last one, ladies, your crude humor warms the passes for my heart. The passes or passages what passes for my heart. Sorry, I need my glasses on. Seriously. Much love, Mandy. Bless your heart. Hugs, no creep, and a heart.
Hugs, Willie. Big hugs.
Yes. All right. So our next article, the final topic of the night, basically is about the Kenobi series, the casting and what have you. But one of the main questions I'm going to ask the panel here, and the chat can answer accordingly as well, is that first I'm going to give this quote from A New Hope, and I want you guys to tell me when you first seen it, what you thought about it, and I will give my thoughts on it. It's okay. So this is where Obi Wan is speaking, or Vader speaking to Obi Wan in their last duel. I've been waiting for you, Obi Wan. We meet again at last. The circle is now complete. When I left you, I was but the learner. Now I'm the master. So my thing is, people are saying, the rumors are right now, and the topic behind the series is Vader and Obi-Wan's rematch. The rematch of the century, I guess you could say, Kennedy said. Now, when you first heard that, did you think in your mind that was like Vader responding to the last time before they split, before Anakin went dark side? Did you see that as a quote, meaning that was an account from their last duel?
Not really.
You didn't think it was when he spoke about that?
No, I thought that was the finale of it. I thought that was the end. Like that was it. Are they really trying to do this?
Well, no, what I mean is that quote that I shared, basically, I was waiting for you, Obi-Wan. We meet again at last,
right.
The circle is now complete. So basically what I'm getting at is that, did you think that was a reference? Like when he says the circle is now complete, I've been waiting for you. Basically, did you think that he was referring back to the last duel and that they haven't dueled since Mustafar or Revenge of the Sith? That's what I mean. So did you?
As far as I'm concerned, that's the way it is, because that's all it's in the movies. I don't care about other stuff, but I know you're going to tell us something else, probably.
No. This is just about the movies. We're talking strictly about the movies right now.
Yeah. Okay, As far as the movies are concerned, even though it's very unspecific in A New Hope, because at that time, he didn't really, he was, let's be real. At that time, Darth Vader and Anakin Skywalker were two completely different characters. So it's, I'm sure George had an idea of how Vader became Vader, and it was similar, and then he just eventually probably combined the two ideas. But as far as I'm concerned, the way I gather it from what you're saying, to answer your question, Alora, is I took it that when he says in the original Star Wars that, you know, when I left you, I was but a learner. Now I'm the master.
Mm-hmm.
That means the last time they met was when we saw them in episode 3 fighting in Mustafar.
Exactly. And that's what I thought. As soon as Kathleen Kennedy said, "Oh, this is going to be the rematch of the century," I'm like, they had the rematch in A New Hope.
Yeah.
Because if you go through, through that movie,
1977, we saw that.
Exactly. And how Obi Wan is, you know, talking even when you know, when they finally, you know, R2 does a projection of Princess Leia and Luke is like, Obi Wan, who's Obi Wan? And she was just like, Obi Wan, and that's a name I haven't heard in a long time. And just that impending feeling that he had, and then he meets Vader, and then Vader gives him that speech pretty much like, when I left you, I was but a learner, but now I am the master. That indicates that all that time has passed. The last time he saw him, he was a student.
Yeah,
and now that time has passed. Now he's the master. That indicates there's a big, huge gap in time.
Yeah, a long gap and a lot of training in the dark side. Honestly.
Exactly, because it made you think, well, damn, what happened?
Right?
Exactly. Which is why so many people like myself were like eager to watch Revenge of the Sith, and that's why that's my second favorite movie. Empire is my first. Revenge of the Sith is the second, because I wanted to see what happened to make Anakin fall that far.
Exactly.
I wanted to see what happened between him and Obi-Wan when they had it out the first time.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's why I approach that, because people are saying, you know, it's kind of vague, so it could mean something else. It could mean like they could have dueled in between the you know, episode 3 and episode 4, but then it cheapens A New Hope. It takes away the meaning of Obi-Wan's exile, right? Because if they know each other already, then especially if Vader goes to him, because Obi-Wan's not really supposed to leave at Tatooine. He does a little tiny bit in the EU, but it's just for a short amount of time, and he takes care of something that that pertains to keeping them a secret. But I'm not going to expand on that. But the thing is, if he leaves, or if Vader goes to him, that compromises the exile. That compromises the mission, and people don't seem to kind of grip that aspect or whatever. And so, you know, I'm not off topic, but that's one of the main subject that's being talked behind this new announcement as well. And so I wanted to get your guys' point on that, because when I watched Star Wars before it was A New Hope, and then New Hope, whatever you want to call it now, I got the feeling like, oh crap, they parted in bad terms. That's what that means.
Yeah.
And he was Anakin was his student, or basically his Padawan, or basically Obi-Wan was his master, even though we know he's knighted at the time. That's still his master. He's still learning. At the time, Anakin wants great power. So when he meets Obi-Wan on the Death Star, he's accumulated that great power through the dark side. And that's why he says, I am now a master. He's referring to, used to be your students. We parted way, and now I'm greater than you because I have the dark side.
Exactly.
Yeah. So there you go. So let's see here. So we have from Deadline, Obi-Wan Kenobi starts production in April. Disney Plus series cast includes Joel Edgerton returning to Star Wars franchise. So we already know that and I wish I could have took this down. We already know that you know, there's a few people who were returning that were in the prequels already. So it says Disney Plus confirms its cast for a new Star Wars series, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and that includes Joel and Bonnie. So basically, you know, Uncle Owen, Aunt Beru, returning to Star Wars. They respectively played the young Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru of Luke Skywalker. My question is this: if they're going to bring them back, who the hell's going to play Luke Skywalker? That's not announced.
That's an interesting question. And it would have to be like about 10 years old, right?
Something like that. So it's around like 9-10 years after, you know, episode.
They did have a casting call for a kid to play a young, possibly play a young Luke, but they probably won't say who it is until the show gets dropped.
Exactly. Once they need him, they will. And we know them that they will do a casting call, or they'll have someone, as a surprise. And that's possible. And so the thing is if they are bringing in the aunt and uncle, and this is 10 years later, either Luke's going to just be mentioned but not there, and there's going to be confrontation between Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru with Obi Wan, both new and original lore. They didn't want Obi Wan to hang around, so
right,
so it could be that. So I'm going to go ahead and move on, but that's just something to think about. That keep that in the back of your heads as we see the more development go for this. And let's see here. The other new cast members include Moses, Ingram, and we're going to show the pictures here pretty soon. Kumali, I'm bad at pronouncing this name.
Najani, I think.
Najani,
yeah.
And Indira Verma, Rupert's friend, O'Shea Jackson Jr., Sung Kong, and Simone Kessel. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought so too. And then Benny Safdie. And so those are the cast members. Now we don't know exactly who they're going to play yet, but I have my speculations, and I'll share that. It was rumored that Edgerton would reprise his role in Uncle Owen. Yeah, so that was rumored, and now it's confirmed in the Star Wars canon. And baby Luke is left in the care of Owen and his wife Beru. We already know all that, So we'll skip past that. That's already common knowledge now. And Cameras rolls in April. And the thing is funny is that all of a sudden we have Kenobi coming out. But what happened to Mandalorian?
Exactly. And remember in the was the investor event? Can't remember which one. But yeah, it was the Investor Day event where they said that they were going to be going into pre-production for The Mandalorian this fall. Not Mandalorian season 3 that they were shooting it, that it was going into pre-production. So I remember catching that because they gave the advertisement for the Book of Boba Fett at the conclusion of season 2 of The Mandalorian. But in the investor event, they basically said, we're going into pre-production on Mandalorian season 3, not shooting in the fall. So it's kind of like, okay, why would you have a gap like that with your quote unquote hottest Star Wars show? Why are you going to go ahead with the Book of Boba Fett and not Mandalorian season 3?
Because they don't want the new numbers coming out. Oh,
where did Laura go?
Where'd you go?
Okay, well, Laura should be back pretty soon.
She'll be right back.
I hope she didn't kick herself out.
I bet
she didn't kick herself out. But you remember that Investor Day event, they threw, all the spaghetti at the wall and it sticks because Kathleen Kennedy got up there in her emperor robes and pretty much explained all the Star Wars stuff that they were going to be throwing out onto Disney Plus in, I guess, the next 10 years or something like that. But yeah, I remember them saying.
I step away for 2 seconds.
I got kicked out. I heard you guys, and then my screen shut, like it bounced, and I was gone. I got bounced.
Oh,
you got
bounced. Where'd she go?
No. I think it would be because they don't want the numbers coming out. Do you know how bad they had a #1 hit show with the firing of Gina? Nobody that I talked to is excited about the next season. Nobody I know saying they're going to get Disney Plus for the next season. I think they don't want these numbers coming out of what they just did. Go woke, get broken. They're about to. I think that's why they don't want people to see the numbers. So they'll push it back a little bit. And hopefully the Gina stuff will die down a little bit.
What happened was Gina's firing happened several weeks after the Investor Day event happened. Because the Investor Day event happened in, I believe, I want to say, was it early December or late November? Because they had an earnings call and they weren't answering questions. She was just like, just wait till our Investor Day event. And that was the one where it was like a 2 or 3 hour just crazy amount of stuff that got announced, because at that time they announced the Rangers of the New Republic, and that's the one that we thought Gina Carano was going to be in. So people were kind of excited about that. Well, then again, all this crap happened, after going downhill. Yeah. But before even that happened with Gina Carano, it's like, again, they were going into pre-production in the fall for The Mandalorian, not going into shooting season 3, which seemed kind of weird.
Yeah. I'm gonna segue off of that a little bit. When I was watching these roll off, of these announced, new shows, like they introduced, Ahsoka, boom, we're gonna have a new show. They announced, Bo-Katan and them, possibly they'll get their own, blah 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 blah. But every new character that was announced basically has a new show coming out. I was like thinking, they are just using The Mandalorian because they lost their touch and their way with giving us a true story about Din Djarin. And so they're going to use that to segue new shows, and they may not even run with it anymore. And bam, they're like, they're like Boba Fett. And I was like, okay. And then the minute I heard about Boba Fett, I was like, they're not going to do Mandalorian, watch. Or if they do, it's going to be pushed back. They're going to bring out a popular character, Boba Fett, to continue a new series. That's how I seen that. And then with the escalation with Gina and what happened and stuff, that even kind of solidifies a lot of things, because they don't have her anymore as well. And they don't want now the numbers and, all the fallout from that as well. So that's how I've seen that. I've called it from the start. I was like, they're just using the show to create new shows. And it's probably just a segue show that they might not even care to even do anything with anymore.
Well, not to mention, let's be reasonable here. Let's say when they make the Obi Wan show, right? Let's say everybody loves it. It's the best thing ever, and we're all surprised and like, oh my God, Star Wars is back. Awesome. They're gonna fuck it up. They're gonna break our hearts again. They're gonna do something stupid. So yeah, I saw this, and a year ago, no, I'll go back a little bit further. 2 years ago, when I saw the lineup for who they were having playing this, I would have been thrilled. Oh my gosh, I would have been like, yay! Now it's like, fuck you. I ain't watching it.
I don't give a damn.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care. I do not care about what they try. They can give me an entire show about the Emperor. Hell, they can tell me where the fuck Snoke came from, because I still don't know that. They can give me that info, and I'm not gonna care, because they've ruined the fandom. They've made it to where people just don't give a shit.
They just
Ryan Johnson Ryan Johnson didn't give a shit about Snoke either, and that was even as well. So there you go. When they don't put any effort into anything, why should we care? Because they didn't care.
Exactly.
They gave us something half-assed and expect for us to sit back and take it. And when we didn't want to, then all of a sudden there's a problem with us, problematic, and they're calling us all kinds of stuff on Twitter and all of that. So it's like, okay, if you're going to call us all that stuff, and then firing Gene on top of that, why the heck should we even stay interested? I don't even care. Like Mandy said, if this was 2 years ago, when I first heard about the Obi Wan series, I'm like, yeah, that could kind of work. I'd like to find out more about what he was doing on Tatooine, what he did before Tatooine, find out all that interesting stuff about him, because we really didn't know much about Obi Wan from the movies. They didn't really
they didn't delve into his
they
development.
didn't. So he was supposed to be like the mysterious, mentor. You didn't know much about his background, and that's what made him interesting.
And that's the thing. George Lucas era of the EU did that perfectly. We got a little bit of Obi-Wan Kenobi's backstory after Revenge of the Sith, but it was very vague and it was very to the point, and there was no interaction between him and Vader. Even for the temporary times in the young readers' novels where he left Tatooine to take care of business and come back, he even, consulted with Qui-Gon, and Qui-Gon goes, if you don't take care of this in return, it can compromise everything. And I'm just, being very vague about that. But the Kenobi novel itself, he struggled. He had troubles not acting and responding and protecting as a Jedi would. There's a lot of give and take and pull and a lot of heartache in that novel. It's a great, great novel and stuff. And but the thing is, it was a very vague and to the point, and basically shared that he basically is there to protect Luke, and that's it. He needs to study, learn how to become a Force ghost, protect, and after that, nothing, because basically there's no story to tell right there. He's just protecting and stuff, and there should be no interaction between him or anybody else during the time.
Right, because that was the whole buildup for A New Hope. It was just like they haven't seen each other in years.
Yeah.
In years. So that's what's so profound when you finally see Darth Vader come out and they face each other. It's just like that's
right, because at that point, had Obi Wan even seen him as Darth Vader in the suit and just full? I mean, because to my knowledge, the last time he saw him, he was Anakin. He was on the verge. He was on fire. Yeah, basically he was on fire, sinking down into the lava, you know. So I mean,
correct me if I'm wrong. Sorry, man, I didn't mean to interrupt you. But correct me if I'm wrong, Alora. But didn't Obi Wan? Well, he was Force Ghost Obi Wan. Didn't he explain in Return of the Jedi how he fought with them and his father fell in a lava pit or something?
No, he didn't. That wasn't clear, because the ideas of how Anakin fell and how he turned into Vader wasn't fleshed out just yet. So that wasn't there. But the thing is, in the lore, he does see an image of, and this is in Dark Lord, Rise of Darth Vader, and that novel and Kenobi novel run together in the same time frame. They're separate because they can't interact. But we see Anakin, adapting to the suit and hunting down Jedi in that novel, and we see, Kenobi trying to adjust and adapt as, a person in exile and training and still being a Jedi, but can't be a Jedi in front of everybody else, and protecting Luke. And so he does see at the end of the novel, he does see of Dark Lord, he does see at a calf or a cantina on Tatooine, there where he lives, an image of Darth Vader, but he didn't know who he was, but he recognized him as a cyborg and stuff. And then he asks the patron that's sitting next to him, who is that? And then he goes, that's Darth Vader. And he kind of freaks out and his eyes go big and he's like, he speaks his name and he goes, I wouldn't say that word around here. This is, even though we're off in a backworld planet, you can get in a lot of trouble, blood. But he realizes, oh shit, Anakin didn't die.
Right.
So he doesn't find out by dueling him. He finds out by seeing the Holo News.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think that's the best way to play that. But we kind of went off a track here a little bit. But kind of makes sense to you guys and everybody else. I always refer back to the original lore to give context, because that was what was made prior and fits well with the movies and the development and what George wanted, right? So I always refer back to that, and I compare and contrast with the new lore, because they are not getting shit right. No, they're not. So let's go on. Obi-Wan Kenobi is going to be directed by Deborah Chow. We already know that, who directed 2 episodes of The Mandalorian season 1. Well, I did fully watch Mandalorian season 1, and I did enjoy her episodes.
Yeah, I thought her directing. I was very pleased with her directing. I didn't even know who it was. I was just like, the episode was great, and then at the end, I saw it was Deborah Chow.
Yeah. And they previously announced at Disney Plus Investors Day in December, which you recognize. The series, Lorena, you recognize. The series also marks the return of Hayden Christensen as a role of Darth Vader. And again, now if they just have him, like, just on a side note of the story, is showing him hunting down, Jedi and, and working behind the seat on the Empire side, I wouldn't mind, as long as there's no interaction between the two. Because any interaction between the two will compromise the exile, protecting Luke, where he's at, and even, weaken the story of A New Hope on their last contact with each other, and their last duel, where Obi-Wan gives his life for Luke.
Right.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Think it's going to be flashbacks?
If it's flashbacks, I've never agreed with flashbacks in Star Wars. It's never in the movies. It never was until Disney Star Wars. But they don't need them for flashbacks. If it's flashbacks, they already have the prequel trilogy to do that.
Gotcha.
So maybe if they did it parallel, like they never meet, but it's kind of like you see kind of like a parallel timeline going on.
Like the novel.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I like the novels where we see, Vader, because in the lore, Dark Lord, Rise of Darth Vader, we see, and this is mind you, those two novels I'm referring to are just right after Revenge of the Sith. Now, this is 10 years out, 10 years out. And so if we see still, Vader, doing what Palpatine needs him to do and stuff like that, and there's no interactions, maybe there could be something. I mean, but the interaction part, I don't agree with. It breaks continuity in so many ways throughout the whole lore. It weakens the OT, all of that. And whether people agree with me or not, that's fine. Let's see here. Obi Wan Kenobi is executive producer. Oh, Obi-Wan Kenobi is Obi-Wan. Okay, I think this is a mistake. Obi-Wan Kenobi is executive produced. Okay, I read it wrong. By Kathleen Kennedy. I thought you said executive producer. I was like, what? Am I reading that right? Michelle Rejwan, Deborah Chow, Gray McGregor, and written by Jobby Harold. The casting director is Cameron Cuba. So we do have a diverse crew working behind Kathleen Kennedy. So we're going to get into that diversity here pretty quick. Ingram is fresh off the success of Netflix's most watched limited series, The Queen's Gambit. She played Beth Harmon's Anya Taylor-Joy. I haven't watched that. Have you guys watched that?
I have not. I don't even know what it is.
I don't either. So I can't really say anything about her character or her role or how
it's not Bridgerton.
No, it's not. It's not Bridgerton. That's why I didn't get excited and I don't have much to say. So I can't get any toxic about that, because it's not Bridgerton, and that, and we'll leave it at that. Best friend from The Orphanage, Jolene, Emmy-nominated British actor friend, played the role of Peter Quince on Showtime Homeland, and next appears in the Separation opening on April 30th, and Wes Anderson's next feature, The French Dispatch. Oscar. So this is basically all what they played in right here. It's just too much to read, too much time here, but it gets us a gist of, what they have done beforehand. So this is kind of like their acolytes there. Obi-Wan Kenobi's is one of many Star Wars in the works at Disney Plus. The others include, of course, we talked about that Boba Fett, Rogue One prequel focusing on the character Cassian Andor, which I could care less about.
I don't care. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
The Rangers of the New Republic and Ahsoka. And I'm sorry, I don't really care about the Ahsoka Tano one either. I don't. I think they're now overplaying her as well. She is now officially the new Luke, who's in everything.
Yeah, because they found somebody they think can take up for the Gina situation.
I just have a superficial interest in Ahsoka. That's just because I like Rosario Dawson.
Right.
And I'm just like,
if they don't cancel her,
I know
they're working on that.
Yeah,
they're working.
They read her to riot act about stepping out of line. So.
Yeah, they're steadily attacking her as well.
Yeah,
I think it just comes down to I think most of us just don't care anymore. Star Wars, Kathleen Kennedy, you did it. Nobody gives a fuck. Congratulations. You took one of the best franchises.
And wiped your ass with it.
Yeah, ever in the history. And just straight up, like Lorena said, wiped your ass straight up with that. So, now,
Lord.
Why they get Hayden? Why are they paying the money for Hayden Christensen when is he not going to be Vader? He'll be in the suit. What does it matter? Just get a guy in a suit.
I respect a little bit on wanting to bring him back as Vader. I do get that, and me personally, I always liked him as Vader. But the thing, you have a point. It's just going to be the suit. But why have him in a Kenobi series when you really can't have them interact either?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's another. To me, it's another bell and whistle they've added to this to try to get people hyped up about something.
I mean, and that's kind of just adds on to what you're saying, Mandy. It's like, why bring Vader into this at all? You mean to tell me that you can't write an Obi-Wan Kenobi series around Obi-Wan as interesting as he is?
No, because they
John
are
Jackson Miller did. John Jackson Miller wrote Kenobi, and he's written it around just Kenobi himself, and it was an excellent novel. And it's okay, everybody listening, if you haven't read it and you don't have time to sit and read right now, get the Audible. It's unabridged. You get all the Star Wars sound effects, all of that.
Nice.
And I think John Davis is the one that narrates it, and he's a great narrator. So anyways, let's go back to this. So here's the cast right here. Here's those pictures. Now, do you see how diverse they are? I'm not saying diversity is wrong, but we know the narrative.
Oh, absolutely. Let's see. You've got Ice Cube's kid. That's O'Shea Jackson Jr. down at the bottom. You've got Indira Varma, who I have seen in lots of things. She's an Indian actress. Of course, you have her. And Sun Kang, I don't think I've seen him in anything before. But yeah, just the simple fact that they release who these people are and who they've casted, and they've said nothing about the story, tells you that they're trying to sell this based on diversity points.
Exactly. Absolutely. They're trying to sell this on a character that they know that people loved and people cared about. So they're trying to get them in with this like nostalgia type thing. Like, oh, we got Hayden Christensen coming back to play Vader. Don't you want to see it now? Don't you want to see it's bells and whistles? This guy ain't going to have no big role in this. It's very at all. It's going to be barely. And no, they're trying to get you in there. But the reality is, unfortunately for Star Wars, we know what they're going to do with these classic characters that you were dangling in front of us. Oh, you like this? You remember how good this was? You remember how much you liked Obi Wan? And then they're going to put it in their hand and fucking squish it and be like, here, there's your Obi Wan.
Yeah, we're going to change it now.
Yeah, fuck them. Yeah, they can take this and shove it right up their butts.
All right. So when we were talking, in our meeting, and I'm going to just say this now, is that, every character that's lined up basically is from important to least important here. Okay. So we have the main character, Ewan, Obi-Wan, Hayden as Darth. Then we have Moses Ingram. And I was telling the ladies, and if you guys and in the chat who are familiar with the Kenobi novel, we know that at the time of Kenobi novel, there was a storekeeper, and her name is Annalene, who, had a thing for Obi-Wan Kenobi. And Obi-Wan Kenobi, out of true Jedi nature, was like, I can't get involved. I have to keep to my mission. So my thing is are they going to cherry pick from the novel and then possibly give him a love interest, maybe, who's going to probably boss him around like we did Kira did to Solo? To Han and Solo. So are we going to have that? Are we going to have like a love interest that, is, there? And then of course we know who Joel and Bonnie is. Again, we won't know. There's no 10-year-old, 9-year-old young Luke casted. I don't see if they're gonna have the aunt and uncle. In a way, it makes sense to have a young Luke, right? Because this is Obi-Wan's mission. It's about Luke, and even in the novel, they do share a baby Luke. Just very temporary, but he's still there because it's about Obi-Wan and his mission to protect the young Luke. Now, the thing is, rumors were being said that Kenobi in this series and possibly in Andor or whatever is going to get involved with the Rebel Alliance. Now, if that's true, some way, somehow, and then people who are familiar with Rebels cartoon knows that Ezra, the Padawan or what have you of that time, he interacted with Obi-Wan Kenobi. So if they bring him back, I'm guessing either Kumal or Benny Safdie might play Ezra. And the reason why I say this, and I don't know if anybody in the panel, well, I already told you guys this, but anybody in the chat, if you notice how much Ezra looks like Aladdin, and that if you go back and look at his introduction scene in Rebels, Ezra, it's very similar to Aladdin's introduction in the Aladdin story. So if that's the case, I'm going off of what was said and what was speculated and stuff, and these are just my theories. So Annalene possibly type female interest character. Ezra might be in there, played as him. And then we also have Anakin's best friend. What was his name? Shoot, I forgot it. Crap.
Biggs Darklighter.
There we go. Yeah.
Yay.
No. Biggs Darklighter was Luke's. Anakin's oh well, yeah, I get it. Never mind. I'm thinking
Anakin's never mind.
But he would be older. So if we have Anakin's former slave friend, I guess you can say, what was his name again? Anyways, he might be him, or he could also be Biggs as well. We don't know. Biggs Darklighter. We don't know. So I'm speculating here. And then Rupert right here, if you read the novel, there's a character called Oren Golt, who was the antagonist. Kickster. There, Kickster Benai. Yeah, so, but with Rupert, there was a character in the Kenobi novel that was antagonist, who found out who Kenobi was and was playing the settlers against the Sand People. So it's a whole beautiful, crazy, dramatic arc. It's very sad too. He could be playing a character. Rupert could be playing a character like that. These other three, I don't know. I haven't really, put those three together. I haven't had time yet. And Indira, but Oren Golt did have kids, and he had a daughter. So you never know what's going to happen. I will probably have more speculations on Twitter coming within the next few days. But these are just my theories. If they cherry pick from the Kenobi novel, even though it's not in this exact same time frame, we all know that they misplaced characters. They misplaced Thrawn. He doesn't even go in exile, and he's still alive right now in post Return of the Jedi. So they don't exactly, when they reboot characters, they don't exactly put them in correctly in the timeline. And so there you have it right here. So we have the casting. People in the chat, or even you ladies, if you have an idea of like maybe who these characters can be.
I have an idea.
Okay. I have zero idea because I haven't read the Kenobi novel, but I do agree with your theory about Moses Ingram. If they go with the path that Disney Plus has been going with diversity and all that, she probably is going to wind up being the love interest.
Yeah. They'll have a love interest. They will definitely. Kathleen Kennedy will have a love interest in this,
and they'll cuck Obi Wan to do it.
And they will cuck Obi Wan to do it. Yes. So I'm thinking here. Okay, I saw the chats correcting me, saying it's not going to be. You're not going to get Vader in this, so it's going to be Anakin. So with that being said, right. As far as Luke goes, Luke must be like babyish during this time frame. Is that correct? He would have been very small.
After. He's supposed to be 9 or 10 years old because it's 9 or 10 years after.
Perfect. Yeah. I think this Benny guy down here at the bottom, I think they're going to dress him up like a little boy and have him running around looking like an asshole, like they did on Fairly Odd Parents, and that's going to be what you're going to get. You're going to get Benny playing Kid Luke.
You said Fairly Odd Parents.
Fairly Odd Parents, yeah, just like they had that
the live action tip,
yes. That's what they're gonna have. That's what they're gonna have this guy doing. I can look at him and tell that guy is gonna be playing a little boy running around out there like, yeah, look at me. That's gonna happen.
Oh
there's my opinion on what they're doing.
I have no clue where they're really gonna go with this. I mean, when I first heard, I thought, besides that, but before I thought it was gonna go down the crapper, I thought that maybe it was just gonna be, on Tatooine and more about life on Tatooine and Ben Kenobi being in exile, the fact that, he had to drop off Luke with his brother, who he obviously does not get along with, and his wife, and the tension, there, and all the other crap that goes around on Tatooine, because Ben Kenobi seems to know everything that's going on that planet, especially in Mos Eisley.
Yeah.
As well.
That and Anchorhead, because Anchorhead, if they keep to demographic lore of Tatooine, where Obi Wan finds his hut to live is right near, which is in the Junlin Waste, is right near what is called Anchorhead, and that's where he meets that potential, love interest, and he sends her off. And what's so sad about that sort of story is that she has huge interest in him. He does save her from Sarlacc. There's a lot of fun story going on in that. but she also was aspiring speciologist, and she wanted to learn about different species from different worlds and stuff. And Bail Organa gives him a data pad that only communicates with him if he needs him. But Obi-Wan, because he's a staunch Jedi as he was, won't use it because he doesn't want to compromise his mission, just in case if it gets hacked or anything. I'm just using a common word term. But anyways, and so finally he decides to help her fill out the application, sends it over, talks with Bail. Bail gets her into the facility, into the institution, so she can leave so that he's not compromised with his mission. That's how important his mission is to him and protecting Luke. He gets rid of someone, a love interest, and her family, and helped her pursue her long-term wishes and stuff so that he can focus solely on Luke.
Right.
I don't know the lore. I'm just reading, who was it in the chat? Somebody said they want, Heather was like, I would much rather see Obi Wan, a series about his time during the Clone Wars or before the Clone Wars. Stuck on Tatooine doesn't sound riveting. I agree with that. What are they going to do with this? How are they going to make that interesting, him protecting? I mean, I say you've read the books. I assume they're interesting. So
it's one book and then one little tiny couple of short stories in a mini series. Doesn't cover much, like on Tatooine, like those miniseries. But the Kenobi one was very, very to the point. Life on Tatooine. It's not your normal space battle kind of deal. It's very, if you want to go to the analogy that everybody uses, very more like Star Wars country kind of, or Western kind of.
Right.
There's interaction with the village people from different parts of Tatooine, like Anchorhead and Mos Eisley and stuff. And there's a lot of correspondence with learning and Obi-Wan learning and the history about the Sand People. And then there's continuity to where ex-Jedi who was raised, our father became a Sand person, and then there's a child was born is in there. So there's a lot of that, but there's not a lot of like you expect for space battles and stuff.
Right.
But it's a good story. It's a great story, but I don't think making it into, or I'm not saying they're making the Kenobi novel into the series, but making a story out of something like that in a series, it's going to get not boring, but it's not going to be as exciting as, going from one scene to another, what have you.
Yeah, I think that's about to give them the opportunity, since you said it's very straight to the point in the book. I think they're going to do typical what they've been doing, and they're going to take what was at one point a good story, and they're going to fill in the holes that might have been missed, and it's going to be nothing but this Benny guy running around acting like a 9-year-old little boy. That's just what I'm getting.
What I would kind of add is, it's like, I don't think having it on Tatooine would be boring. Think of Tatooine as like home base. It's not like you can't do stories about Obi-Wan during the Clone Wars as flashbacks, or even if he's on Tatooine, even if he has to wind up going off-world. There's ways to make Tatooine interesting, but it actually takes work to freaking do. So I'm not saying that it's not impossible. Tatooine just seems boring because, frankly, the Mandalorian didn't do jack with it.
No, they did it, and they went everywhere, and they misplaced the lore with it and everything. And the thing is like with the Kenobi novel, like I said, you get hints of like how the Sand People exist, and there's a lot of lore building in that book. Now this is 10 years after. Kenobi was right after Revenge of the Sith. This is like 9-10 years after. So now what needs to be invested in, and if I was like a part of the creation for this, is that I would show a young Luke. I would show a young Luke learning to navigate and fly through Beggar's Canyon, and how he gets his piloting skills, and flying his T-16, interaction between the Lars and Obi-Wan and Luke, and seeing Obi-Wan communicate and learning how to become a Force ghost, and interacting and trying not to be a Jedi and stuff. That, would be interesting to see. But, having, a Darth Vader and supposedly having them, have another epic duel, that breaks continuity. The other stuff I mentioned really doesn't break continuity, but they're not thinking about that. They're thinking about member berries. They're thinking about the nostalgia, because they got the nostalgia, click from when Luke was introduced to Mandalorian. So they know what's going to get people, and people don't care about continuity when nostalgia hits the scene. They don't.
Right.
They've learned.
So to kind of wrap this up, Alora, what are your last thoughts regarding this?
I believe that they are gonna. This history repeats itself. They showed us time and time again. They are gonna bastardize the characters that George created, and I think that that's what they're gonna do here. We're gonna see continuity issues, especially if they do have them fighting, no matter where it's at, because it compromises like the exile and the mission and everything of Obi Wan and protecting Luke. Mind you, no one knows who Luke exists. No one knows that Anakin had a child or children,
right,
and stuff. And so to even think that Luke is hunting for, or Anakin's hunting, or Vader's hunting for Luke or whatever, that breaks continuity in itself.
Right, because they split the twins up precisely to hide them.
So
they couldn't sense them. So Vader
exactly. And then Vader doesn't like Tatooine because it brings up the old Anakin, so he wouldn't go there anyways. And mind you, I don't see at this point Obi Wan wanting to leave Tatooine whatsoever. He is one of those Jedis that stick to his plan and his mission and stuff. And so for me, my Obi Wan Kenobi, is basically the Kenobi novel. I have everything I need there. I don't need to know what happens 10 years later because we know that he's protecting Luke. That's what he does.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, folks, that wraps up this topic. I'm so glad Alora was here to speak.
Me too.
Because as soon as I saw this drop, I said, you know what? OG is going to have.
Yeah, going off that last thing that Alora was saying, though, the only way I could see this working in any way, shape, or form, and it still doesn't work bringing Obi-Wan and Vader together in any way. It just doesn't.
No.
That does not work. And the only thing I could say is like, there's some rumor going around that, the offspring of, there's an offspring of Skywalker and he's on Tatooine. So Vader sends like some bounty hunter after him. And, like Uncle Owen and Ben have to fend off this bounty hunter. And then they're like, oh, we found nothing and moving on. Or maybe it's Boba Fett. Who fucking knows, and they come up with some kind of thing. Like that's the only way you can make it work. And even then it's still bending and messing with too much of the logic and everything too. So again, there's nothing about this show that to me feels like it's going to be any good. So
No. And the thing is with that is that when we get into the OT, Vader is surprised that he has an offspring. So even if they suspect there's a child, that breaks continuity because Vader is like, I have a kid.
Yeah.
Well, and that's what I'm saying is like, you could set it up in a way like, Vader gets this idea that whatever, and then sends off somebody, and then they come back and they're like, nah, it's just a bunch of horse shit. But still, you're right. It still kind of brings in that, well, then why would he question that? Or, is it something that ever came up before? But obviously, the Emperor knows about it. So it could be the Emperor sending somebody out there too.
Well, the Emperor didn't know until OT too. That's the thing. That's the thing. They didn't know until the OT. Padme was buried looking pregnant because of that. There's no birth records. They hid the birth of Anakin's kids as well. And so that's why I still think that even sending our suspicion like, oh, there's a Skywalker on Tatooine, let's go investigate. I still think that breaks lore because, we get in the OT that they have no idea, that they're clueless.
It does, but the only thing it adds any credence to is why the fuck wouldn't you change Luke's name?
Yeah, that was always a thing there, but then they covered it with, and this is the old lore. I can't speak for the new lore when it comes to this. That Vader would never visit Tatooine for fear of waking up Anakin, and he has that conflict within himself. He doesn't want Anakin to resurface, and that was a whole tense.
That's still pretty Luke.
Of Luke helping redeem him because Luke brings that back up with him. That's how the redemption happens. So if that happens earlier, then that redemption now is down the drain as well.
Let's get to
I think the problem here is y'all are trying to rationalize this and come up with logically how they're going to use these characters.
They don't think like that.
And they don't think like that. Think of the stupidest fucking thing you can possibly think of. Like they're going to turn Tatooine into like a Full House type environment. And Obi Wan is like the crazy dad trying to figure out how to keep the Padawans. And that's the kind of
unless he's riding on a crate dragon, I don't care.
Well, Kenobi does kill a crate dragon, or Obi-Wan Kenobi does kill a crate dragon in the novelization, so you might like that.
I want him to ride that thing like the sandworms in Dune. That's all.
I'm gonna ride the dragon.
Oh my God. Well, I guess we need to get these super chats. So, Bandy,
Yes,
let's start with Brett Cohen.
So Brett Cohen for a 5 Australian. Thank you so much, Love Bug. Ladies love the laughs. Has Tomica asked you to join the X-Dressers stream? Or is he just keeping the ladies out of pantsuits? Great stream as always.
Oh, the cross-dresser stream.
No, actually, I did bring that up, and as soon as we get something figured out on when it's going to happen, I did bring up I want the women to come on and dress as tomboys or whatever, and then the men to do the other thing. So yeah, that's definitely kind of part of the plan. And if I can talk the ladies into doing that, that'd be great. So that's the easier thing. It's a lot easier to talk the ladies into dressing tomboy than it is to get the guys to put on some makeup.
Yes, it is. I agree.
That's true.
So I'm not so worried about that part. Yeah.
Well, we have Valiant Renegade for $2. Thank you so much. Speaking of Oliver Closeoff, where's Dixon Cider? Okay.
I think wasn't he in the chat earlier? Maybe I'm wrong.
He's gonna pop up next week.
Yeah. Oh, careful. Phrasing.
Yeah, phrasing.
Need that clip. Phrasing.
Where is it? All right, CJ Gons, 2004. Thank you for the $2 super chat.
Phrasing.
That was a bit late.
So delayed.
I know, sorry.
That was delayed reaction.
Got some push buttons.
All right. Again, so CJ Gons, that's what I'm reading it, 2004 for a $2 super chat. Thank you so much. Fair enough about tribalism. No insult intended. No, I get it. No, I didn't think you were insulting. I just don't like how it's being used in terms. And so this is nothing against you. It's just about, just the changing of it. So.
Let me see here. Valiant Renegade for $5. Oh, is that me echoing?
No, you don't hear it echoing.
I hear it. That's weird.
You hear it? Oh, okay. Valiant Renegade for $5. Thank you so much. It's Easter week, and I'm going to hell. So,
oh dear.
Thank you for the super chat. But no, you're not. No, you're not.
That's so funny. I'm going to hell.
Oh, man.
Hell in a handbasket. Enjoy your time.
And I'll grab this one while it's on the screen. Latino Slant says, Tom, me, you, wigs, and dresses. So people could take that the wrong fucking way, Polly. No, but he's probably the only other guy and probably have so far been able to talk into dressing and drag with me on the stream.
Wow.
So that's been as I was pointing out before, that's been the problem thus far.
Okay.
Trunk 3PO is the only one who has permission to show up not in drag.
Okay.
Oh. How'd he get a waiver?
Because it was on his stream that I
he should though, because I've seen him laying in the road naked. Like
if he wants to, I'm more than willing to let him.
If he wore, if I was able to talk him into wearing a tiara for a stream we did, yeah, you can get him a drag.
I talked him into even putting on the onesies pajamas too.
That's
so
right.
Mm-hmm.
That's
right. The key. I'll just have you ladies ask him.
I'll send my henchwoman
Can't
after
refuse
him.
a lady. He's just like, oh man.
That's what it is.
Right.
Yeah, you want to dress and drag, right?
Mm-hmm. You're
it would be so. As soon as you ladies say it would be so hot and sexy, he'd be like, all right.
He'd be like, okay.
Yeah, you'd be down with it.
I'll take one for the team.
So we have Matt G for $5. Thank you so much for that. The only thing they can use is Vader saying you should not have come back, indicating Obi Wan has been on the Death Star before, not that they should.
No,
I hadn't thought about that way.
I think that we refer to him as he shouldn't came out of exile.
That's what I thought when I heard that line.
Yeah, it was more like, that's the way I took it anyway.
You shouldn't have returned as a Jedi because you're a weak old man now. Basically, he calls him a weak old man. Your powers. You're a weak old man. Basically, that so why did you come back?
Yeah,
that's how I seen that, and not that he's been on the Death Star, because how could it have you been on the Death Star when it barely finished construction? When we see it in the OT.
That's no moon.
Exactly. And he didn't know really what it was. He I mean, exactly. He was just as surprised as Han was when he seen it. So that's another indication right there. So we are on deranged
Empire's new toy, yeah.
Yes, we are on deranged lunatic at 199. So Darth is a master Vader. Master Vader.
Lord have mercy. Oh Lord, that's good.
That's the way I sing Master of Puppets. I sing that special.
Oh God.
Crispy Critters for $2. I love that name, but don't be crisping up your critters. They're better not crispy. Thank you so much for the super chat. To Owen
soft and hard. Oh, that makes sense. But go on with your bad self. Don't mind me in my mind.
Keep their awesome suntans. I will let Alora answer that one because she's read the book. Do they keep their awesome suntans?
For this one, I don't know, but it is the explanation by why Obi Wan has aged so much was because of the dual suns. So there you go. So probably if you don't cover up like they said, then you are going to get crispy.
You would think that during that time frame, you would think they would have like some kind of sunblock.
That's why.
I get it, but come on, you got 2 sons. Surely by now somebody's created something.
There was that deleted scene where Luke had that totally like Gilligan hat on. That must be.
Yeah, you're supposed to stay covered up in the lore.
I remember that.
Yeah, you're supposed to stay covered up in the lore, basically, and all that, and not expose yourself. There's a certain part of the day during this, you go out where the suns don't affect you, and in Kenobi novel, that's explained, and once Obi-Wan is given that explanation, like you should stay covered, blah 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 blah. And there's a story about someone who moved to Tatooine and aged so quickly that he wasn't recognizable, and he was an actor. For whatever going on in that galaxy, whatever. And he aged so much that he was not recognizable. And then so Obi-Wan kept on taking off his hood and stuff because he didn't want to be recognizable.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Makes sense.
Okay. So let's see. We have.
And here, I'm going to bring this up real quick. One common defense of this I've seen is this, and I don't say you're defending this, Ronin Blade, but Ben knew Vader was more machine than man. Therefore, he knows that what Anakin turned into, so he saw him again before the Death Star. That doesn't necessarily have to be the case. You got to remember, Vader was like fucking space Hitler. So, like, everybody knew who the hell he was.
Yeah.
And
like, he was the baddest motherfucker in the galaxy.
Pretty much.
And how in the original lore, how Obi-Wan found out Vader survived their duel on Mustafar was basically through the Holo News. Yes, Tatooine does have that, and yes, Obi-Wan did visit cantinas and stores and stuff like that. So people will know who Vader is, even out there in the in Tatooine and stuff. So
yeah, that's my point. Is he's super famous?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So where are we at on super chats? Lance, that's me, I guess. Yeah. Lance, Canadian 5. Thank you so much. To me, it is since the duel on Mustafar, anything between then and A New Hope is Obi-Wan and flashbacks or nightmares. Obi-Wan coming to terms with failure. Yeah, there was like that, like if I, like that guilt of losing Anakin to the dark side. All of that, and him revisiting scenes in his head while he's trying to meditate and speak to Qui-Gon. You guys need to pick up that novel. It's great. So, yeah.
I'm going to have to check that out.
So
MJ1 Media for $2. Thank you so much. Dodgson. We got Dodgson here. See? Nobody gives a shit.
Dobson. We got Dobson here.
Thank you.
So we have what? No graphics for £2. Thank you so very much. I like Midnight's Edge, but why always Star Wars chat? It's not always Star Wars chat. As a matter of fact, we were actually going to be talking about Birds of Prey until
no.
God!
Suicide Squad.
Oh,
you don't flashback. You don't flashback.
I made the mistake of trying to watch Birds of Prey today and only made it halfway through and said,
"That's PDS. That's BOPDSD."
I'm freaking out. But
wait, you made it halfway.
I made it.
You made it halfway through. I made it like 20 minutes, and I was like, "No."
I haven't even started, so
that's exactly it.
That's where you need to stay.
That was exactly it. But yes, we were actually going to talk about the Suicide Squad trailer, the Red Band trailer that was badass that dropped, and we were going to talk about that and with Harley Quinn and all that stuff. But then the Star Wars news dropped, so Star Wars news took precedence this time. But last week it was all Zack Snyder, so
it was.
I probably would have fit in with that because I didn't even watch I haven't even had time to sit down and watch the 4-hour movie.
Me either, and I swear I want to. I still have not found 4 hours worth of time because I thought about watching it before bed, but I don't want to do that because it fucks with the movie in my head. Like
then you're gonna dream and have nightmares and stuff.
Just carve off, an afternoon if you can, and sit down and watch it or in bits. But but glad you like Midnight Edge though.
Glad you're here.
Yeah, we try to talk about other things besides stuff.
We talk about a lot. In fact, it's been a while since I've been on here, and and surprisingly, my name, I specialize in George Lucas era of Star Wars, and this was a great topic for me to cover and stuff. So I hope you enjoyed it and got some, maybe some, insight, and can make your own decision on where you want to be with it. So what are you giggling about there, Mandy?
Because Tom's chases Avatar, so I know with some words of inspiration for us.
I'm just here to say that OG Star Wars Legends gal owes me about 36 cents in residuals. And I've come to collect.
That was specific.
Where's my money?
Oh my
gosh. I'm not fucking around here.
George, you need to go get your money from Disney Star Wars first. They owe you a hell of a lot more.
Hey, that's a half a can of Diet Pepsi.
Ooh, people drink that?
I know. That's for your health.
Oh my God.
I'm diabetic, so the wife won't let me have regular Pepsi.
Oh, shame on her.
Yeah. I know, and I like spaghetti.
Oh. All right, so let's go to Super Chat.
You're up next, OJ.
Shane the Movie Man at our $71 $5 Super Chat. Disney Renaissance movie with Henry Cavill as Bob Iger and Halle Berry as Kathleen Kennedy. What? And the first Black female Lucas president. Give it 5 years. What? Oh, okay. No. You never know what's gonna happen in 5 years, and hopefully it goes good, but I don't have any expectations with it. I don't.
No, I don't think so.
Motherfuckers didn't have Diet Pepsi.
Oh, he looks sad
he
about
looks really sad.
He does.
Oh my gosh.
He looks fucking bummed out about that. I mean, I don't blame him. I wouldn't want a Diet Pepsi either. That would totally bum me out.
Mm-hmm.
But I got yelled at for that once because I used to say Diet Coke all the time, and someone said, no, he actually drinks Diet Pepsi, but for some reason, wherever he was that day, must have only had Diet Coke.
Oh.
But I guess, it's a thing to have Diet Pepsi on hand for a long time.
Gotcha.
That's like this thing. Okay, Mandy, you're up.
Eric Allen for $5. Thank you so much, Eric. I love Obi in the second and third Star Wars, but it hurts to see this cast and how they will push nonsense with him. Yeah, you can't. That's the thing. You can't let yourself love the characters with what they're going to do with it. You just have to. And for me, I just cut anything they do off, and I just keep the memory of what my Star Wars characters are, and what they're going to do with these is probably not my Star Wars characters. My Luke isn't an old mean asshole sitting on an island trying to take milk off of some weird monster.
Yeah.
That's not my Luke. I will remember him as George made him, and same with all these characters. Same with us.
Yeah. You can't get emotionally invested at all.
No,
Yeah.
not
at all with this crap.
Mm-mm.
Oh, so we have Mr. Tickle Trunk for another $5 Canadian. Thank you so much for that. I'm really looking forward to the Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru spin-off show, Crispy Crackers.
Oh,
That burns.
that was a burn. Sick burn. Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's cute. I remember when I had my first beer.
I can't. Holy shit. That is a great. Thank you.
Oh, I needed to laugh. Holy crap.
I'm dead. I'm trying not to cough.
That I would watch. That I would watch.
I would watch that. That actually sounds like it has a plot.
Oh, oh my God.
Oh man. Oh.
All right. Please, no, we did not need to see that.
No.
That you just killed the
God.
friggin' mood now. Was that your purpose, Tom?
What mood?
I don't know what y'all are talking about. I'm excited now.
Oh.
Green booty milk. Yeah. Yeah. I'm so glad I'm lactose intolerant.
Oh,
All right. So
where were we?
We are at
Gojira
Star. Yeah, at 5477, $5 super chat. Thank you so much. With the Obi Wan show, KK gets the trifecta. She gets to take another dump on Luke, and she can destroy Obi Wan and Vader. Well, she already destroyed. Well, I wouldn't say she, but Disney, Lucasfilm already destroyed Obi Wan's purpose by with the ST, and now people think that Mary Ray Sue Palpatine is now the chosen one. So that negates everything that came before, the protecting of Luke and Leia and all that. So there you go.
That's about right. The John Beck for $2. Thank you so much. Indira Varma Purdy first saw on HBO Zero.
Okay.
Yeah, I first saw her in a movie called Kama Sutra, and then I saw her again in Game of Thrones.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I bet you saw all of her then.
Oh.
That's what I'm talking about right there.
Oh, we're almost caught up on super chats here.
Yeah, so we have Gojira Star 5477 for $10. Thank you very much for that. Another theory, the Obi Wan show could be a Trojan horse by Disney, and they're going to reboot Star Wars. The press has been trying to get Sebastian Stan on playing Luke. I wouldn't put anything past these people.
Well, the thing is, Sebastian Stan is way too old for a 10-year-old Luke.
They don't care. I'm telling y'all, it's going to be that little beanie
They don't
boy.
care. They'll probably use CGI and de-age him.
It's going to be that beanie guy. They're going to put one of those little hats with a propeller on it on them, and they're going to have him walking around with, like, I don't know, like a little space fighter or something that he's playing with, and they're going to try to make you think that that's a kid.
Who knows? That's depressing.
It is.
There is. I have no words for that. I have no words. All right. Dad Man Walking. Sorry about that. 55, $5. Active Kenobi exposes Luke and Vader. Our Inquisitor would go after him on Tatooine. Yoda had a dark side nexus to hide his presence on Dagobah. That still compromises the exile. Like I said before, having an Inquisitor, that Vader sends, or any kind of knowledge where a Kenobi is, compromises the exile as well, and protecting Luke and stuff. So that breaks that continuity right there.
I agree.
And then the last two we can bring up on screen here.
Okay, Gossip Mine for $5. Thank you so much. Kenobi is great. Months ago, I convinced Nerdratic to buy the novel on the spot via Readable. Hope he remembers to listen to it. Glad you read.
Yeah. Yep. I have it saved to my wish list on Audible. So
yes,
I can pick it up after I finish two other Star Wars novels. So KPOC $3.95. Hopefully I said that right, for $5. Thank you so very much. do you think Strange New Worlds will happen? What Strange
Oh,
New
it's happening.
World?
Star
Is
Trek.
that the star?
okay.
No,
idea.
Earthman Trek. Oh God, no.
I think it's already shooting. Actually, we have a video coming about it, so stay tuned for that. Kai-Pek or K-Pek, however you say that. Sorry. Yeah, we'll definitely have something on that very soon. But yeah, it's happening. It's
I
happening.
tapped out of Kurtzman Trek after Picard.
Honestly,
No.
this is probably going to be the least Kurtzman of all the Trek we've had, and I have a reason for saying that. The short version is, I believe the show was pushed by Akiva Goldsman under Kurtzman's nose, because him and Emma Watts have worked together before, and Akiva Goldsman also took over for Picard. So Robert Meyer Burnett and I have a feeling like there's kind of a power struggle going on behind the scenes a little bit, because otherwise they're just waiting out Kurtzman's contract. Like they can't even hide that anymore. That's why we had those news stories like a month back where they're like, oh, no new Trek until everything has run its course that is currently on the table.
Right.
That's where like Section 31 isn't going to happen until the other stuff's done, which means AKA it's not happening, because they are not going to sit there. That means they lost what's her face who plays Georgiou, Michelle Yeoh. They no longer have a contract.
Okay.
Is what I think. So they'd have to renegotiate a contract with her. So yeah. So we'll see here what happens. I know that this show was probably built upon the idea that look, see, the fans like this character, when it was actually the actor, not so much the character. But there you go. I think that wraps that up. We have more stuff coming for video, so stay tuned for that. What do you guys got coming up? Laura, tell them a little bit about your channel and anything you got coming up, if you do.
All right. So hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us once again. I enjoyed returning back and chatting with you guys and bringing up these pop culture topics that need to be covered and brought to light. You can find me Thursday mornings on Coffee Chat, where we discuss the Republic comics, and that's during the Clone Wars time era. Very wonderful characters. And I was telling the girls that Quinlan Vos could be played by Jason Momoa. I think they fit perfectly, and it'd be great eye candy as well. So if you guys haven't been following me for the comics for Coffee Chat, join me 9:30 a.m. Thursday morning. Possibly be with Queen's Council Thursday, since I'm on spring break as well. So catch me there. And again, Toxic Femininity, and once a month with Fandom Menace. And I think I might be missing one or two, so just stay tuned. I will announce them. So thank you guys again. And then once I'm done with my school and get my degree this semester, I'll be returning back to giving you guys more lore, more Star Wars lore. So I'm excited about that. So thank you guys again, and have a good night.
Oh. Yes, I'm glad she's back with us.
All right. Lorena, tell the folks a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so I am Lorena Creole, bringing you that spice to sci-fi and pop culture analysis, and throw in salt on Disney whenever I get a chance to. Tomorrow at 5 p.m. is going to be a special live airing of my after school special show, which I co-host with Fat Steven Seagal. Our special guest is going to be Robert Meyer Burnett, and we are going to be talking season 1 of Star Trek Deep Space Nine. So if you are a fan of Deep Space Nine, come hang out with us 5 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be reminiscing about season 1, all the great stuff that we liked about it, the stuff we didn't like about it. So just come out and have a good time with that. Of course, once a month on Fandom Menace with OG Star Wars. And I think Mandy sometimes drops into Fandom Menace at one time. She does.
Every once in a while.
Yes, she drops in to hang out with us. On April Fool's Day, there's a rumor that there's an interview with Bat Tom that may be dropping on my channel. So keep an eye out April Fool's Day for that.
Vicious rumors, don't believe them. Totally made up by Joker.
You know how
I don't do interviews.
My goodness.
I know. I know, but it's our secret. And on Fridays, not this Friday because I'm taking this Friday off, is the Lunch Table Show again that I co-host with Fat Steven at 12 noon. And on Sundays is my Welcome to Florida live stream at 8 p.m. Eastern, where we talk all kinds of crazy-ish about Florida, Florida man, Florida stories, some history about my family from that state because we've been there since 1565, and this past Sunday we just laughed our asses off about spring break and all the crazy crap that happens in Florida with that. So again, you guys are amazing. You have been so generous tonight with being in the chat, with your super chats, and just supporting the show. And we're just so thankful and grateful for all of you guys for spending your time with us here tonight. Thank you.
Thank you so much. You guys are amazing.
Yes.
All right. And last but not least, Mandy, what do you got going on?
I have so much going on. Like, what? So, yes, you guys, I'm Mandy Summers. You can find me over at my YouTube channel. And for you in the chat that was saying I've lost it, no, I was laughing because Patrick McNeely in the chat said that Chewbacca was going to be played by a naked Asian guy. And I just thought that was funny because it kind of fit in with my Benny guy wearing the little propeller hat. I thought that was funny. So that's what I was laughing about. I'm not totally
Why
crazy.
not?
Why not? So yes, please don't forget to go check out my comic book, Wirt the Wizard. That is Wirt the Wizard 2, Portal of Echoes. That is now available on Indiegogo. Also, my other book, Pirate Queen, and I also wrote a novella called Hardcore Pornosaur. He is a big dick daddy, and you can find him over on Amazon, you guys. So Wednesday night, I will be on with Jesse Milestone and Mary Mayhem with the Matriarchy over on Jesse's channel. So y'all come hang out with your girls and let's, hype us up in the chat a little bit. And seriously, you guys, being here is so amazing. Having you guys in the chat is just beyond words. I love you all to the moon and back. And thank y'all so much for being here and supporting us. Seriously.
Yes. Thank you.
And Tom,
with that, if I can hit the right buttons, that will end the show for this week. And we want to thank you all for being here. Tip your waitresses on the way out the door. And until next time, stay toxic.